Good stuff.
Yeah,
Everyone laughed when I got these really crappy headphones.
They work?
They're the only ones that work and aren't making static and echoes.
Alrighty. Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 312. Why Mass Effect should be the next Game of Thrones. Now, this was a video I wanted to cover on the weekend, and as such, we had to bypass the democratic process just to do this one. I wanted to make sure Dunn was okay with doing it. I wanted him on board because he is our Game of Thrones guy. He knows pretty much all the lore. Oh, not all the lore, but pretty much any question you've got, he'll be able to answer. And I'm relatively okay on most of my Mass Effect story lore stuff. It's been a while since I've actually played through the game, but it's sort of that thing you never forget. And once you get your gray cells going, it's going to go, oh yeah, I remember that shit. It's been a while. So,
I had my one grey cell left to play Mass Effect.
My cerebral cortex is just somewhat stimulated over something that happened a few hundred days ago. Okay, someone talked about something. I don't know. I was drinking then. Who knows? So, this is from Lessons from the Screenplay, fairly popular YouTube channel. In case you haven't known, it has over 1 million subs. And this video came out 6 days ago, and it has almost 100,000 views. And it's upvoted. It's 12,000 upvotes, 169 downvotes. So it's fairly popular. They do reasonably good videos. So I think we might have covered one of theirs before, but it wasn't horrific as far as I know. As far as I remember. I can't remember, but...
I've never heard of people before, so...
Oh, you will recognize his voice very quickly. It's very soft, very articulate. So...
Oh, like a typical video essay?
He's actually very smart. He's like the anti-Just Right. He's kind of like what Just Right wishes he was.
He's very smart compared to Just Right. Yeah. So is my pet gerbil. But, you don't see me saying you do video essays.
It's not a high standard.
Who's in the...
Done.
Who's got a TV on? Jeez, guys.
What? I thought I was muted. Oh, sorry. I am so sorry. Why is it muted?
God.
Why am I...
Is that a chicken race? What's going on?
There he is.
I don't know what...
Like, we hear static and then conversation. Dunn got it all.
Well, when Dunn used to come on, he had his whole family in the background. It was his sisters. It was a party.
Yeah.
So it was chasing him around the room. We're like, wow.
Every time he came on, there was like must have been 30 people in the same room as Dunn while he was talking.
Well, between Dunn and Mateus has like dog cats and some dancing.
Matthias has got a barking cat, his family, and human giraffe.
We're not too sure about Mateus, but it's always fun. Always fun to get to know everyone else passively, indiscriminately, that we weren't expecting. Anyway, so
key.
Right, this is going to be a 20.5-minute video, and it's not going to hurt your brain. It's just going to be him gesticulating on, hey, I want to see something like that, and I think that'll work because of Y, and this is because of Z, and Game of Thrones did this, and Mass Effect could do that sort of thing. So get ready for a big lore dump of Game of Thrones, and it's pretty much just data. It's just, yep, this is what happened, okay. And that's it. So we'll have Dunn to make sure we're right, because I'm sure he knows a lot more than we do on the GOT.
Yeah. All I know is I watched Game of Thrones up until about episode 8, and I'm still just like hoping Sean Bean's okay.
I could tell you, just because he's in a movie, he's not going to be okay. Yeah.
No. I actually put some money on him surviving to the end of the first season. So.
So it's actually funny. Sean Bean has survived in movies. It was just It was the Percy Jackson movie, Troy, and Jupiter Ascending. So,
National Treasure.
yeah, technically, yeah. National Treasure, yeah.
He goes to prison, so he survives.
Incarcerate him, he'll be fine. They won't kill him.
Yeah, but why would they kill him though? I know America enjoys killing people in the prison system, but you committed theft. That's the electric chair.
Depends on the state, which prison he was in. What was the count?
Depends on the state.
Yeah.
Depends on the state.
Which chair are we going?
Yeah, what crime did he commit? When? How often? That sort of thing. Could have been lethal injection. You never know. Anyway, hopefully he's fine. You know what? He's making a career. Good for him. He's the cool guy who gets killed. That's fantastic. So, anyway. All right, we got some super chats, some donations. Let's get them going. And, of course, it's Mike Testa. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Most of the memes are from me now. I was a busy boy. I don't know. I think Bears has pretty much got that market covered. But
Smudge. Once you see the memes,
well, the show hasn't started yet.
There's competition.
Yeah, Mike's just his 5-dimensional, 20-dimensional thought process has created memes for Smudcast so old I forgot I was even on them.
Oh wow, Mike! We know you're a smart guy, but don't.
Mike is old.
Don't make us have to rewatch some of our Smudcasts. That'll be terrifying for us. So.
It's mainly a lot of whisper rants, and I'm trying to remember which rant this was.
God, that's every time, every single time.
Yeah, this is why it's like wisp rants about communism. Yeah, that doesn't narrow it down. Which stream was this?
Okay, well, I'll check them out after the stream. It's fine.
Yeah.
Here's Joseph Kerwin. Hey, Joseph, how you doing? I think Stormlight Archives could be the next Game of Thrones, but unlike Martin, Sanderson actually finishes books. Good point.
Mm. Do you think he's ever gonna finish?
Nope.
The books?
He will die. He will die, and no one will finish these books.
Mm-hmm.
He might, maybe in 50 years when the copyright gets sent to whomever, someone might pick it up, but no, I doubt it. He's had plenty of time.
Game of Thrones is just like a wasted franchise?
It's dead. It's gone. Finished. He's had
I know they're making
years.
a prequel. Oh, go for it.
No one cares. No one cares about the prequel Game of Thrones show. You know what? I do actually feel.
Oh, yeah, I heard about
I do actually feel sorry for Game of Thrones book fans because they spent a long time waiting, and it's just nothing.
Well,
it's like
you have to think.
Your time.
You have to think that even the fans of the books, or who've been waiting, the show came out like 5-6 years after the books were done, or the main first 4 at least. So
no.
Yeah.
I think it was around. Actually, the last book came out a little after season 1 came out.
Really? Holy jeez. So they have been waiting.
It's been 10 years.
After the book, the last book came out, but they've been waiting for the 7th. Like they were promised, was it 7 Kingdoms, 7 books, something like that. So it's
7 books, yeah.
Yeah, so it's never happened, and he has had every conceivable reason to finish the series. If I had a book series that I finished, that I put my heart into, that someone adapted to an HBO special, which became a critically acclaimed phenomenon on TV, you're damn right I would be writing. I would be giving them more and more and more. My life would take a drastic turn right.
Yeah.
And what has he done?
Yeah.
He's gone on tour.
And now he's working on his side.
Yeah, he's done a few little
side projects. He wrote like a small history. He wrote a large history book compiling all the history of the Targaryens. including new stuff he wrote, but also a lot of stuff he just cut and pasted from the world of Ice and Fire.
Right. I saw the I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for the Elden Ring. Great looking game, but I could not tell it any different from Demon Souls or any game of that genre. I was like, it looks great.
Genre, right.
Yeah, looks pretty much the same vibe and feel, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I don't know, but I'm not impressed. I'm like, okay, yeah, looks great. Someone likes the genre will enjoy it.
Still not got around to watching the trailer. I'm just really not interested.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of those things like games. I'm like, I don't care about trailers.
Well,
I'll wait until I see
today.
a walkthrough or something.
Today was the release
Never rely on trailers.
The second season of Picard, where they showcase a older John Delancey as Q, and you're like, oh no.
Oh no.
Wait, what's Star Trek Picard?
Sad tale.
Star Trek ended in Nemesis, and that's how I will always remember.
Oh God, what a horrible ending. Oh God.
Listen, I've had my terrible ending to Star Trek. I don't need more.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's it.
Oh man. Oh, just don't watch. It's just like, what are they doing to John Delancey? Just stop it. Leave it alone.
Money, dear boy, money.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, let's keep on going. Mike Testa, Matthias has screamed chat for talk in memes 4 times. What?
Yes. Yeah. In stream memes, people are having really long conversations, and it's like, guys, it's for stream memes.
Yes, please. That's a good point.
Because we've got to try and find them to show him. And we're scrolling through like debates about things, and like, no, guys, cut this out. We've got 200 odd channels
please move
to talk
to somewhere else.
All right.
Please talk somewhere else.
We have a meme channel where you can discuss memes.
Yeah. So apparently, Mike Testa has made a total of 18 memes. I don't know how you did that because we just had a Smudcast yesterday. And I haven't seen one of them. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what you were doing between then and now. But
I'm frightened. I'm really, really frightened.
I don't know how you have a lot of time and energy there, Mike. That's amazing, but maybe you should there's
gonna be one of me and Quentin somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. That's no doubt.
Is Hawk gonna be paired up with and shipped with Quentin or something?
This seems to be Mike Testa's fetish.
99.9%, yes.
Yeah, he sends super chats about it as well. He sends money to Smud to make this fetish a reality.
That is actually kind of hilarious.
It's hilarious, but I also make sure my doors are locked at night now. Just keep double checking.
Oh yeah, actually I have to close the door. Just a moment. I'm back.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
All right. Here's our last super chat.
That's a door being closed. Mm-hmm.
Here's our second last super chat from Todd Howard. Yo, Smud, the entire adaptation for Record of Ragnarok is coming out tomorrow. The anime adaptation. I read that wrong. What fight are you excited to see animated? I'm excited for the Thor versus Lubu or Adam versus Zeus. The Adam versus Zeus is going to be cool. I really like that one. This is just the first few episodes, so I have to probably wait a few months or weeks or whatever for the one I want to see, which is the ocean god, I can't remember his name, versus the samurai dude.
Oh, Poseidon.
Is it Poseidon? I can't remember if it's Roman or Greek.
It's either Poseidon or Neptune.
Oh, okay, it's probably Poseidon then. He is like the strongest and most, like, of all the gods, he is the most godly, I guess. He just acts so superior and is that superior. whereas the samurai fellow is like this. He is not the hardest working samurai, but the most introspective, most observant. Like he'll do something and he'll just keep doing it until he masters it. So he'll observe his opponent. Right. So he's one of those guys that just keeps trying and trying and trying. So
okay,
that's why he's not as like the others. Like this is all in like some weird heaven-like Colosseum where all these other samurai and all these other gods are watching. And there's like Musashi, and there's all these other really well-known samurais. And they're like, oh yeah, we know this guy. Yeah, he's not the strongest, but he's the most adaptive or whatever. And I don't think he's my favorite fight, but I just liked it the most because it was the most dramatic. The one I'm really looking forward to. I can't remember the names of these people. It was
that memorable.
It's just because there's weird Japanese names of like yokozunas, and I don't know what the hell what the Japanese words mean. So it's like basically a yokozuna.
Okay.
And because he pairs up with this really big Valkyrie, and the way that it works is the Valkyrie becomes their weapon. So because he's a sumo wrestler, he doesn't have one, so it becomes his body. So it's like this tattoo. Like that one was my favorite.
Okay.
But they're all really amazing. They're all really fun. So the animation should be superb, though. If it's not superb, I'm going to be pissed off because that's the whole point of going from the manga, which is really good, really well drawn, to the anime. But that will take months to see, so I'll just slowly watch the series.
Or if they decide to make George R. R. Martin do it, it could take 10 years.
10 fights, 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, 10 years to get to the point where you go, I guess he's not making anymore.
Yeah.
It's not even for any new content. It's just
he's gone.
Some people who are very optimistic believe that he will come out with Winter around 2023. I don't believe it.
Wow,
Man,
optimistic.
COVID restrictions will go before George R. R. Martin finishes it.
We will get the 30th variant of COVID by then.
Yeah.
Just like we reached Judgment Day. That George R. R. Martin finally republishes it at the last day of Earth.
There'll literally be like a news conference, and they'll be talking about the Westeros variant of COVID before we get the next book. We're like, oh great, cheers.
They already did. There's a Westeros version of COVID. There's a couple. They're kind of fun.
Yeah, but you'll see like Fauci say, this version may make you want to have sex with your siblings. Be very careful. Game of Thrones incest, it's all great.
All right, here's our last one, Mike Testa. Thank you very much. And I'm making more as we speak. Okay, you keep doing that, Mike. Enjoy your memeing. Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Enjoy your memming. Let's get doing. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right.
Hi, I'm Michael. This is Lessons from the Screenplay. 10 years ago, Game of Thrones premiered on HBO and went on to become television's must-watch series. In the show's final seasons, every episode was a major cultural event. Millions of dedicated fans tuned in, reacted online, made predictions about the fate of their favorite characters, and obsessed over the rich history and lore of the story world. And while the show's disappointing conclusion tarnished it for many fans, the series as a whole was an unmitigated success. Ever since, discovering the next Game of Thrones has been the holy grail of television. What intellectual property, what idea or premise has the potential to...
Dunn, seriously, put that box down.
Done.
Okay.
Are you like washing dishes? Like, what's happening over there?
I'm listening, and then Dunn's just got this damn fucking box. I'm like, Dunn, just put it down, please, Lord.
Well,
I don't want to shout at you,
the word
Dunn,
box
but...
is... I know. Well, at least like it's a literal box rather than a metaphorical box, making this sound.
Yes.
This is true.
Put your wooden box down.
It is a physical object that makes noise and has matter and atoms associated with it, and hardness and timber and other physical elements. Yes, I agree.
I was actually thinking of a different metaphorical box. But
Yes,
that's okay.
yes, Well, I just know about. I just listening, and it's like dun, 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 plonk, plonk, plonk. Done.
It's
Seriously.
like something is going on.
He is multitasking.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
Potential
You
to
should be watching
resonate
the
on
video.
such a massive scale and become the next must-watch TV phenomenon.
So I don't know if this is a thing with television these days, or HBO, or streaming services, that they're looking for the next big thing. I think they're just trying to upstage the next guy. Oh, they got science fiction, we got science fiction. They got drama, we got Golden Girls, or whatever. Like, whatever the thing is they're trying to sell. Right? I don't think they're looking for... I don't think they want to spend hundreds of millions of dollars. I can't wait to throw all my money at one thing and see if it works. It's like, no. I don't think so.
Yeah,
It's a bad business
like
decision.
AT&T had it originally wasn't going for this Game of Thrones pilot. They were going for a different one, but then they greenlit. They at least greenlit a pilot, and the pilot was so bad that they decided, nope, we are not doing this. Nope, can it now? Don't, nobody, you can see the light of day. Because apparently, like, it was, like, legit racist. Yeah, basically.
Now I want to watch.
Well, basically, the premise is that the children of the forest who end up eventually creating the White Walkers, they were going to be black people who the original inhabitants of Westeros that were cursed into looking like small little green people by loyal black people who were siding with the white First Men colonizers.
All right.
No.
Yeah. What?
No.
Glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm still.
Yeah, it's like...
Did they also decide to like kill the writers who wrote that, just so they could never write it again?
I know that probably Jane Goldman's like never going to work at HBO in that capacity. See, because like apparently like, the pilot was like a disaster,
and he was never heard from again.
Well, like the thing, like going back to the point of like the next Game of Thrones. There's a lot of people trying to do stuff. I mean, the next big hit was meant to be that in the UK was meant to be that that Anne Boleyn show with the black Anne Boleyn.
I actually saw one episode of that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a big, massive flop. The viewing figures have like plummeted.
It was
the only three episodes. It was like ridiculously bad. But that was meant to be the next. That was meant to be the next big thing. But it got less than 500,000 viewers. It got beaten out by a rerun of the cop show Vera. Which, if anyone's seen Vera in the UK, is about an elderly an older woman in the police force who wears like what you'd see an old granny wear.
Good.
That beat out this hip new Channel 5
impressive.
Historical thing. It's like wow.
Noise.
That is actually
not even
impressive.
Not even a new episode. We're talking about a rerun from an episode from like 15 years ago. So.
Wow. That is kind of impressive. Well done for. Is it like bad marketing, or is it just a trash show, or both?
No, in the UK, we don't particularly like the race swapping of historical characters for any reason. So we don't even though like the BBC and stuff are incredibly like woke, the people who are watching the stuff aren't. So they get really bad viewing figures.
Yeah.
And if BBC
So, like,
can't
I
even attract
imagine...
people, Channel 5 is even worse because you know. So
So I
Channel 5 gets
imagine
really
that
big. Yeah, finish
So I
on.
imagine the race swapping of. So I imagine the race swapping of Margaret of Anjou, played by Sophia Canedo in The Hollow Crown, was rather annoying to a lot of people in Britain.
Yeah, we have a thing about, obviously we have a thing about the royals in the UK, but it's also a bit like we sort of don't like the, because the reason is because we know that every time they put in a black person in like a medieval series or an older series, you know, like something set before like the 1950s, before the Windrush generation, is literally just done there to say white man bad, and say look how amazing these black people are, and people just don't want to see it because it's
preaching.
well, because to be honest with you, it's with the UK with immigration. Yeah, there's bits of it happening, but the large portion of black people in Britain came in the 1950s from the Caribbean after the war to replace all the soldiers lost. So it's still quite. Everyone can still remember the first time they saw coloured people in like their villages and towns and stuff. It's not an old thing like in say America with like the slave trade. It's still quite fresh in people's minds, the mass immigration of stuff. So that's why people are. So you've still got a lot of people who are a bit like, well, this didn't happen. It's like, oh, it's just pandering to like a certain crowd. So it's like the BBC tried to say there was like black Normans, and it's like there wasn't black Normans. It's like, yeah, the Normans were black and they're from France. They're from northern France. Why would they be black? France is near
Germanic
Africa.
tribes from the steppes of Asia.
France is near North Africa. North Africa isn't black at all.
Yeah, I know. So it's just one of those things where it's just a bit like, yeah, in Britain it's a bit different. If you try and pander, you're gonna fail miserably.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I don't know why everyone assumes like if you're from Africa, you're like black immediately. It's kind of weird.
All right.
Like, everyone thinks that all of Africa are just like grass skirt wearing incredibly black hunters who live in mud huts.
I am white as hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Or not white. I'm tan now, but when I was a kid, I was white as fuck.
You're leveling up to your blackness.
Oh yeah, melanin kicking in.
All right.
You're only on level 2.
Oh yeah. I got a friend of mine who's like completely blonde and blue-eyed, and like he's purely Egyptian.
Which part of? Are you from Egypt? Aren't you? Yeah. Well, yeah. Egypt's not even African. That's what people say. So.
Shut the fuck.
Egypt's more like Australian or something. I don't know. I'm a progressive. I don't read maps.
Egypt doesn't count. What are you talking about?
Egypt don't count.
Anyway.
Most progressive think Africa's in Harlem, so that's all right.
Anyway, here we go. Here's Andrew Clark.
Okay.
Have you seen the new Shinya emotes? They're great. I have not seen the new Shinya emotes. I will have to check them out later. Here's the Mechanist. Missed the last vid. If I could get the VA for Arbiter, I'll have him voice all my characters. I also don't have black characters. I have the Dark Elves. All right.
Isn't that Keith David who does Arbiter?
Probably.
If that's from Halo, if I'm getting it right, yeah.
When I looked at his VA, or his list of stuff he did, he actually was on Mr. Rogers. Was it Mr. Rogers? No, it was one of those kids shows, and he was just Keith. He was just called Keith. I was like, hey, that's awesome. He just does everything. This guy's everything he does is amazing. It's just everything he touches just amps it up or makes it more fun. I don't know how.
Yeah, he's just a natural born entertainer.
Yeah, just give him anything. He'll make it awesome. Like that's like a guy you want for everything. It's like, Keith, you got to go tell this girl.
Do you want money? Yes. Hire Keith David.
Like, Keith, you got to give some bad news. Someone's mother just died. Can you do it? It's like, he'll make it the nicest possible way. You know, the most kindest, softest. Let her down so gently.
He'll go up to the girl, tell her that her mother's died, and other people in the room are like, God, I wish my mum would die just so I'd have a message like that.
Oh my god.
I want Keith David to talk to me.
Mom, come here! Load shotgun.
Mom. Loads of 12 gauge.
Mom, come here. I want to get a message from Keith David. Why you got that shotgun? It's the only way.
All right.
Happy Mother's Day.
Here's Tyler Preston. A Game of Thrones in space is a good idea. Just look at BattleTech, Dune, Star Wars, etc. But why Mass Effect? I can't for the life of me think of any comparisons for the two franchises share. We're going to hear that in this video, but what you just described, all of those were space operas of some denomination, and Mass Effect is certainly a space opera. The problem is a series like Game of Thrones is a specific beast. And in order to do that, you have to create more and more and more scenarios and characters and plots and God knows what else. And you have to follow it.
The main problem with Mass Effect is that you're obviously going to need humans in the Mass Effect series. There is such a short amount of time in the Mass Effect series where humans are a spacefaring race that you're incredibly limited by what can happen and what you can do.
Right.
Especially if you don't want to do Shepard and the Reapers.
And
you're limited by even more.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because
here's the thing. Sorry, go on.
Well, because the main plot is already a thing in the games, it's like, oh, we have that story. I don't need to see it in a TV show. I don't need to see it in a TV series. I want something new. I want something that can be properly translated. Like if Mass Effect was a book, I'd love to see it in a video game. I'd love to see it in a TV series. But we already have video game. This is as high. Like, I don't know. Maybe a movie could probably be more production value, but interactive.
Yeah, but Smud, the video game is the highest form of human storytelling.
Oh yeah.
Human experience.
Exactly. Why would you put a show or a book?
Yeah.
We're devolving.
Mm.
The depth of the plots is not. It's not enough. There has to be more to it.
Yeah, but and also, you look back because with what little history you get told. Well, the history you get told. Not a lot really happens until Shepard turns up for humanity.
There's no history.
There's very little stuff that happens, and there's very little stuff that can happen. Everything's so set in stone. You're a bit like,
Yeah, no.
Even the first Contact War, where everyone talks, oh, it'd be great to have a game set there. Not much actually happens in the first Contact War. They bomb Shanxi. There's 2 space battles, and that's it. That's the first Contact War, and then people go, "Oh, there's so much potential." It's like there's not even. It's like they bomb Shanxi for a month, and then that's it. The war's over in 2 months, pretty much. It's why the rest of the council races call it an incident. It was so short-lived. It wasn't even worth talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see like a potential because, like, for example, I don't know, like Yachi or Korean Geth stuff. Like, if you rewrite the entire series and maybe even like either drop the Reapers completely, or you place their involvement at a minimum, where like they're focused on pushing the Reapers back to dark space, and the Reapers are like using indoctrination, Cold War style shit. You know, like, okay, I can definitely find potential here.
They could.
I doubt they do that, but if it's... Go ahead.
They could treat the indoctrination thing or the Reaper thing like the way magic is treated in Game of Thrones. It's this thing that no one knows about. It's this big sort of talked about stuff, and that could work. But it's never revealed. If it's never revealed and we're doing something completely different, it's fine. We don't need to translate.
It's not just never revealed. It's not even consistent.
Yeah, I mean, look at the first game. That is pretty much them as an ode to Star Trek. There's all these random quests that have nothing to do with anything, and you just for fun. It's just hey, here's a gang in space. Here's an Asari matriarch. Here's
push to talk.
I'm sorry, my push to talk sucks.
I'm just like, I'm listening to Smud, and in the background, Dunn's just like fighting a box monster or something. I don't know. Just like
he's at the construct.
It's like Dunn's like Gandalf, and the box is the Balrog, and I'm just like, I'm trying to just something going off in the background.
Dunn is taking care of business. He's dragging a body the entire time.
Yeah.
But it's just clumping around.
Every day, just taking care of business.
Yeah.
Every day I'm just boxing my business.
All right. So it could work, but you really have to know how to produce a script and a show. I don't think it translates very well unless you add a lot more stuff and focus on character interaction, because just because we have good characters in a story doesn't mean it translates well to episodic show or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's more of like either add more or rewrite it to something better.
They're gonna have to say this is an alternative. This is like an alternative world to the game.
Sure, but if they do the same thing, they do the same thing. You may as well just watch like a Mass Effect full playthrough and just call it a night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
All right.
Vladimir Dragunov, all those involved in writing that pilot were later found dead. All suicides via 2 bullets to the back of the head. Oh yeah, those are suicides for sure. Yeah.
Tragedy indeed.
Classic suicide.
It's like it's like the suicide of those political commentators who were found brutally stabbed in the stomach after they were combing their hair.
Yeah.
Or they're committing seppuku.
Okay. Here is Fritz, and we'll keep on going. Hey, Fritz, Dunn is fighting the box rog. The box rog. I'm not so sure what this next super chat is, but it's essentially Dunn again. And he's saying, "Ship, you fools," and then gets sucked into a box.
Gets sucked into it.
Ship, you fools.
Can mean many things, but I don't want to contemplate that. Anyway, we're not even 1 minute past. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
All of this was on my mind while standing in line at a coffee shop a few years ago, when I casually ran an idea by my writing partner, Alex Calleros, who you might know from our podcast, Beyond the Screenplay. Alex and I have been making movies together ever since film school. The idea was this: what if our favorite video game trilogy of all time, Mass Effect, was a Game of Thrones-style TV show?
You have low standards.
It began as a simple thought experiment, but the more Alex and I talked about it, the more we realized that the science fiction epic could make for an incredible series. So between creating videos for lessons from the screenplay and story mode, and working on an original feature film script, we started developing a long-form adaptation of Mass Effect. Before long, we'd outlined a pilot episode along with the character arcs for the first season. We kept going. We broke down the major turning points in each game of the trilogy and mapped the full story across 5 seasons. We did a deep dive into the lore of Mass Effect to imagine the rich and fascinating story world a long-form television series could explore. And then, this happened. Henry Cavill, most famous for his roles as gamer and PC builder, teased a secret project on Instagram, sparking rumors that he'd been cast in a movie adaptation of Mass Effect. The news.
No, that wasn't it.
A movie?
No, he just put it on
What?
Instagram on a script, which was the wiki of whatever he was reading. That was it. That's it.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything.
Yeah. Also, you know this whole we were scripting out 5 seasons of stuff with what happened in the game. No, you weren't. You were just splitting up the game into what could.
Yeah, it's just a split. It's pretty much just like.
That's not scripting things out.
Editing.
My little brother used to do on like when he used to play Skyrim. He used to play for like 30 minutes with stuff, and he used to write down the dialogue that would happen, and then pretend that they were episodes of a TV series, and like write it down in a little book and stuff. That's literally what they're doing. They're not They're not creating anything. They're not doing anything. They're just splitting up a game.
Yeah.
It's
like editing.
Yeah. I can easily split Mass Effect 2 into a TV series. Each bloody recruitment and then loyalty mission is like an episode.
Yeah.
They're done. You've got at least 24 episodes.
That could work because everything's self-contained as an episodic story. But if you take the original game, which honestly is not that exciting, it's not going to be this amazing show. And if you were to do that, it would just be like, okay, Shepard goes over here and talks to like 30 people, and then that goes on for 2 hours. You're like, that's not like, how would you break that down? You'd have to redesign everything. So
It's a fucking plank.
You couldn't even do say, oh, the first season is the first game because and say each episode is like each mission. There's not that many missions in the first Mass Effect.
No. There would
really,
be
when you think about
four or 5 major arcs.
Yeah, it's just way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got Eden Prime, but that also links into the first bit of the Citadel. Someone's got a lawnmower on right now, so
Is that a
either
fan?
someone's got a lawnmower or someone's like brushing their teeth.
Is that a fan? What is the fan?
What? Just a moment.
Wait.
Dunn? It's not Dunn. We can't blame Dunn anymore.
Just.
It's not me.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, just a moment.
It's not me.
Hey?
Anyway, anyway, what was it? So yeah, and then you've got was it Ferrus, Novaria, Ferrum, and
Ilos.
Ilos, and Vermeer. So you've got 5 missions.
Then the Citadel attack. That's a whole big thing.
Yeah, but that's about it. That's it.
You could work with that. It's possible, but it would have to be redone completely. Like you'd have to pull out entire scenes, add characters for specific events.
Yeah.
It would be
so
messy.
you'd have like say
there's still
you'd
a
have
fan.
like
Yes.
yeah, there's still a fan. Yeah. Just don't live in a warm country.
It sounds like
They're not even opening a fan. What the fuck?
you know how when you have like
Just a
planes
moment.
flying overhead, like they're blitzing something. Like it's just you hear the propellers.
It literally,
I mean, sometimes
it literally sounds
planes
like you're.
go over.
It sounds like you're cleaning your microphone with an electric toothbrush.
Fuck. Fine. For a second, that's like going insane.
Push to talk. Push
Christ.
to talk.
Just push the talk, man. Don't worry.
Fuck.
Just leave,
I just
go to a
need
shop,
that.
buy another mic, and then come back. It'd be perfectly fine.
That shop is an hour away.
Well, you know.
It's bloody Egypt. And yeah, the road is fucked, so I can't even drive there.
Oh no.
Oh.
just go to just stand on top of the pyramid. You'll get better signal or something. I don't know. That's how it works. That doesn't it?
All right.
I've only seen the pyramids once in my life, and I was like 7 years old. I love it.
What? Isn't all of Egypt just next to the pyramid?
No.
Isn't Egypt just like in a 4-mile radius around the pyramids, and that's it? That's all of Egypt. Anyway.
Anyway,
but in regards to a Mass Effect series, the best you could do was probably make each mission an episode, because that's really where the meat of the story is. But you'd be struggling with other stuff, because most of the side missions, especially Mass Effect 1, are talk to someone, go somewhere, not even any interactions or anything, pick thing up, return to person. So, anyhow.
Yeah, anyway, lots of rewrites, lots of budget on setting and scenes and makeup, and God knows how many CGI scenes you'll need. It's just going to be a heck of a lot of effort just for each scene. So basically, watching Star Trek Discovery, everything, the amount of money they spend on Discovery, imagine that for Mass Effect, and redoing all the scripts. So, anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Fritz Philogene, hey. He clearly hasn't seen Legend of the Galactic Heroes or any Gundam series, which does this almost exactly. Yeah, it's a space opera, essentially. Those two are essentially of that scale, depending on which Gundam series you're referring to. Yes. Live action Legend of Galactic Heroes could work. That translates pretty well. But then you're going to be comparing it to stuff on Amazon and HBO and everything else that's come out in the past 5 years. So it can happen. Those I can see. Mass Effect, you'd have to do a lot of work. So anyway, let's go.
This wasn't particularly surprising. Legendary Pictures acquired the film rights way back in 2010. But the rumors of a Mass Effect movie were disappointing, because we think trying to cram all the depth and richness of the Mass Effect games into a single film or even a series of films is a huge missed opportunity.
Okay, so depth and richness. In Mass Effect 1, yes, there's lots of lore to play.
That's a strong word.
Yeah. In Mass Effect 2, you get a few character moments, and that's it. That's all you get. In Mass Effect 3, you get random...
Mass Effect 2 just turned into an edgy sci-fi, your typical edgy sci-fi game or atmosphere.
I don't know what Mass Effect 2 ended up as. It was just, yeah. It wasn't a fucking story, I can tell you that.
Like Liara just became like, oh, edgy Liara. Oh, kinda edgy Garrus. Oh, edgy everyone. Except a few. Like, oh, Jesus. What the fuck?
Even Morden was edgy.
Everyone so fucking edgy.
Yeah,
Morden was edgy.
I almost cut myself on all that edge.
Yeah. I can't. I got too much melanin going on.
Yeah,
building up, that is.
So much edginess. It was so edgy.
Yeah.
I hate Mass Effect 2. I used to really, 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 really like Mass Effect 2. It was my favourite games. And then I realised it was shit.
Yeah, no, I played this more recent than most, like the OG at like 2 years ago, and I was like, okay, I'm not that impressed.
Okay, let's keep going.
So I didn't have that nostalgia.
So today we want to demonstrate why Mass Effect can and should be the next Game of Thrones. We'll start by analyzing the first season of Game of Thrones to understand 6 essential story elements that helped make it such an exceptional series.
Alrighty.
And then we'll share our vision for a Mass Effect TV adaptation to demonstrate how and why it has the potential to be the next great television phenomenon. If you want to jump ahead to Mass Effect, there are chapter markers for each section and time codes in the description. Let's take a look at Game of Thrones and Mass Effect.
Ooh. Yay.
When Alex and I first started thinking about how to adapt Mass Effect into a TV show, one of the first things we did was study Season 1 of Game of Thrones. The show has all the basic story elements found in any TV show, but it takes each of these elements a step further. The Game of Thrones pilot quickly establishes the show's genre. There are kings and queens, castles and dungeons, dragons and magic, all the hallmarks of fantasy. But it's also a brutally realistic world. In the cutthroat politics of Westeros, no character is safe. Every action can and does result in serious, often fatal, consequences. Game of Thrones evolves beyond its classic fantasy tropes, twisting the genre to feel adult and modern and hooking viewers who might otherwise be uninterested. So Game of Thrones offers a unique take on its genre. And part of what makes Game of Thrones feel so real is the incredibly rich, well-thought-out story world of George R.R. Martin's novels.
Would we say low fantasy is unique?
No. Low fantasy is not unique.
Yeah.
Low fantasy is quite common, actually.
I believe the argument he's trying to make is because they're more down to earth in a fantasy setting, that we can relate to them easier, we can get where they're coming from faster, and there's lots of time for these characters to go about their business that we can appreciate. And the detail of the production value really adds to that. So that's what attracted me to it, not the fact that it had the promise of dragons or this or that.
Yeah.
That wasn't there. I could be watching The Two Doors or anything about the Pope. There's all kinds of other shows out there which are no fantasy. It's just medieval. And that would have been the same experience.
Yep.
So why this? Because people can die. It's serious. It's adult. It's not restrained. There's not a PG-14 rating. It's just whatever, which is great. And it's not stupid like...
It takes things seriously.
Well, it's not as crazy as the Rome series on HBO, which was basically just blood and tits. Like, it was just all kinds of blood splatters. And
Or Spartacus.
yeah, same thing.
Or Spartacus. Spartacus was insane.
Yeah, so it's not over-the-top silly or gory or titillation. It's actually mundane. So
it's pretty grounded for a fantasy show.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
From the very first episode, we feel like we're dropping into a moment in history. It's been 16 years since a war for the throne reshuffled the power dynamics of Westeros, and all the show's main characters are where they are as a result of this conflict. But the intricate history of this world goes far deeper. It includes the diverse laws and customs of each region, the reputation of each noble house, and the rivalries between them. All this detailed world building isn't just there for superfans who want to go deep into the lore. Go watch Alt-Shift-X. It also serves a dramatic purpose. Each player in the Game of Thrones is constrained, influenced, and driven by the fraught, complicated history that led to this moment. So Game of Thrones has a story world with a dramatic purpose. But an interesting story world only goes so far unless viewers have a narrative reason to keep watching. To keep an audience hooked season after season, you need a strong, dramatic question. The dramatic question of Game of Thrones, who will sit on the Iron Throne and rule over the Seven Kingdoms, drives the major conflicts of the show and isn't resolved until the final episode of the series.
Yeah,
But the show goes a step further, adding a ticking clock that threatens to upend everything. Winter is coming, and with it the invasion of the terrifying undead White Walkers. This impending existential...
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I really don't agree with that.
That's always a thing that people are saying, but it's not a ticking clock.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while for winter to come.
It's yeah, a long time, and then once it does come, it ended in a night. So it's like 8 seasons of...
stopped. The boxes has stopped. Oh, they're back. Never mind.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't start about Dunn's
Am I muted right now?
Your electric toothbrush, man. Come on, let's not start. Box versus toothbrush versus electric toothbrush. It sounds like a really poor Alien vs Predator ripoff.
Oh, just a moment.
But no, Dunn is right. Yeah, winter that was built up over all those seasons ends in one night, and it's like cool. I guess that wasn't much of a problem.
Yeah, it's the same problem with the White Walkers.
There's also
it's like, it's all immaterial because there's this other threat that's going to come. So it's like, oh, who cares about who conquers what if we're going to all die? That's the point.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, this is why this is another thing that like with talk about Mass Effect. With Mass Effect 3, it's the Reapers are here wiping everyone out. Why is everyone arguing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's literally no reason for all this arguing. Yeah, but we need peace in the galaxy. For what? Why? What are you on about here? The only problem is the Reapers. Yeah, but the Krogans want to reproduce. Why? The Reapers are here. They're going to kill everybody. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The Quarians want their home world. Why? It doesn't matter. The Reapers are here.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'd argue Quarians at least makes slight sense because if the Quarians...
No, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay, well, here's the thing, like, their life ships are basically, if the Reapers just immediately fuck it up.
Oh, yeah, I can understand. What really the Quarians should do is just wander around on Rannoch with no buildings or any actual settlements. That's a lot safer than a fleet that can keep just jumping anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how the heck would the Reapers find
there's no winning.
Anything in space in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
It's like I could travel light speed. No one can track you.
Never mind.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, the Quarians could literally go to a mass relay, jump into a system, and then fly to like just fly to like wherever away from mass relays. Perfectly fine. They make their own food. They can just wait it out. They can go to the uncharted regions of the galaxy and wait it out, and then come back.
Yeah, they take the civilian life ships to like.
So
maybe between spaces.
Why bother with Rannoch?
Yeah, never mind. I was like, fuck.
They could easily do it. They make their own food on those live ships for 300 years. What's an extra 100 years? Because even Liara says that the law literally states that the Reapers could wipe out the council races in like 100 years.
Yeah. I'm saying like if they waited 100 years, one of the life ships would collapse. I remember that part of the lore. One of the life ships would collapse and kill.
Oh no! One life ship collapses. We've still got all those.
It kills like a quarter.
They don't care about the life ships. They send their life ships to Earth in the final battle.
That's also retarded.
So all that stuff like all global life ships might not work. It doesn't matter. They're fighting with them. So
I don't know.
So yes,
it's retarded.
Game of Thrones and Mass Effect are similar in that way of there's impending doom. And people are arguing over something else that is so unimportant. Who's going to be the king on the Iron Throne? Well, it doesn't really matter because, if winter happens and the White Walkers win, there ain't going to be no Iron Throne. So, oh well.
If I recall in Game of Thrones, at least it tried to make that point. More important is like the guys. I could be wrong because I didn't watch all of it. Because the guys like. Some people trying to reunite while others are like being more petty.
Well, that was season 7 or 8? Which one
was
it? Season 7.
That was season 7.
Season 8, they just
Okay.
No, go on, Dunn.
They burned the house to the ground and then dropped a nuke on it.
Well, in season 8, they just kind of forgot about.
Yeah, they kind of forgot about good writing. They kind of... Well, actually, they never knew about good writing since the showrunner has bragged that he has never read a screenwriting manual, and his scripts show that he doesn't even understand the technicals. Like, literally, like,
Literally.
even the formatting is off.
Yeah, literally, the only reasons why the first series are good is because they literally just copy from the book. And that's it. It's so blatant, and the minute they started writing their own stuff, everyone noticed the collapse of quality. That's why everyone was so desperate
and it was
for George.
Really immediate.
Yeah, and that's why everyone was so desperate for George to finish the books, because they're like, we need some good writing back again.
Yeah.
And it will never ever be finished.
Yay!
Yep.
George. We'll all be
Hey,
dead
Game of
before George
Thrones
finishes.
fans, I hope you're happy that you wasted your entire lives on this book series.
Imagine someone actually just
you know that date you didn't go
you
on.
never got it.
You know that date you never went on, and you know that ball game you never watched. You're not getting those times back. You wasted it.
All right, let's go.
Threat creates the dramatic question and gives the show a trajectory. Game of Thrones is not an open-ended story. At some point, winter is going to come.
It's still pretty freaking long. Like, it's a big series.
Yeah.
Those books are thick.
Yeah.
That's like saying, War and Peace is not an open-ended story. It feels pretty big, man. It feels pretty open.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what he means.
It is pretty open, isn't it?
Yeah, if you actually read, I don't know if you have ever sat down and tried and read it. It's thick. It's long. Each chapter's big. So yes, there's a central plot, but there's so many characters and you keep jumping. It's just So I don't know.
The only time I was actually close to a Game of Thrones book was when my cousin threw one at me in like a fit of anger. Honest to God, I've never read the book, but my cousin threw it at me because I called it a crappy story, and he threw the first book at me. Missed my head, but only by a short amount. But hey,
all right.
And with it, the ultimate reckoning for our characters. This is a great setup, even if the payoff in the final season was disappointing. So Game of Thrones has a dramatic question with a ticking clock. And despite what David Benioff said, the dramatic question of Game of Thrones is actually anchored in a very compelling theme. Can honorable men or women rule if you must be dishonorable to gain power?
Is that really the theme?
This is actually really...
Is that...
I don't know. I don't think that's the theme of the show. So David Benioff was drunk when he said that, but yeah, he still said themes are for 8th grade book reports. But he said themes are for 8th grade book reports when asked about the interconnectivity of the show.
Yeah.
And just like he said that, was just like, wow.
Yeah. Do you think this guy just misheard Jon Snow and thought he said Mafime instead of McQueen?
Let's just go with yes.
McQueen.
Let's go with yes.
I don't want it. Yeah. It's Mafime.
Mafime. No, Mafime.
Whatever happened to Jon Snow's actor? Wasn't he went with the next big thing?
He's done. I think he's kind of like COVID has kind of thrown things off, but he has definitely not done very much since.
How about all the actors? What have he done, really, since Game of Thrones?
Most of the people who got popular were people who already had a career before, I think most of them are just kind of taking a break because the last season was really exhausting.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
how many
the only
actor
I know.
What? 2019 was it? It was 2018 when Game of Thrones.
2019. 2019. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know that they got the big three got something like $3 million per episode or something.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
not as much as as like they could for a movie, but that's still hefty. And also you get the prestige of being on Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, that prestige,
Yeah,
The only guy,
it was an Emmy-winning show.
The only guy I know
Yeah.
the actor who did anything afterwards was the actor of Tyrion Lannister. He went to a shitty movie called The Care-a-Lot. Anyone watch that movie? In Netflix?
No. Who's is it Ian Glenn? Is that the actor in
Right.
who
The actor for
yes.
Tyrion Lannister. Yeah.
No,
that would be
no.
Peter
He was-
Dinklage.
who's the guy who's like Daenerys like guy who looks after her?
Yeah, Sir Jorah Mormont. That's Ian Glenn. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Ian Glenn. Because the only thing I've known him in since then is was it Titans as old Bruce Wayne.
Oh really?
Yeah, he plays
old Bruce Wayne. What?
Yeah, he plays an old Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Who comes back and is literally just like I play Bruce Wayne. I don't play Batman. I just play Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he's like an evil. Is he an evil Bruce Wayne? I can't remember.
Is that like Batman Beyond?
No. He's actually a good Bruce. He's actually a good Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
He's actually just
nice.
He actually supports the Titans and stuff. Well, from the little bits that I've seen, I'm not really interested. I just saw it. Like, oh, he's actually doing some stuff. And I was like, oh, cool, because he's like the only actor I've seen make something like appear in something new.
Oh yeah.
Because even was it Maisie Williams like New Mutants that came out? That was done like 2016.
Oh man, I've heard nothing but bad about that movie.
Yeah, well that's what I mean. Everything from Game of Thrones has just been like, it's when Smudge says it's like a dead franchise. It's like it killed everything around it, even the careers of everybody.
Yeah, and
it's just like stone cold dead.
And it also.
Yeah.
There's also the problem that, like, even before the show ended, when Kit Harington showed up on Pompeii, Kit Harington couldn't carry Pompeii.
Yes, Kit Harington. That's
the
his
guy
name,
plays
yeah.
Jon Snow.
Yeah.
And Daenerys did Solo and Dark Fate, and both of them were bad. So, really. So, not Dark Fate, Genesis, which I don't know which is worse, Genesis or Dark Fate, but I've heard that, like, it's kind of like a neck and neck competition.
I'm just going to say yes. Which one's worse? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it Emilia Clarke is her name?
Amelia.
Yep, Emilia Clarke. She has had really, really bad luck.
Yeah.
With stuff. It's kind of hilarious how bad her luck has been.
She is not a tall girl, and it's kind of funny when you see her in these films with other actors, and you're like, wow, you are not a big person. You're just like 5'4" or 5'3".
Yeah, she's like.
Yeah, it's like you want to see her.
She's 5'2".
Whoa.
5'2", not even that.
You want to see her cast with Tom Cruise, just so that she looks taller than somebody. Hey, actually,
well, technically Tom Cruise is
did
like
you know
a little taller.
You know, Tom Cruise has been in my hometown recently.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, filming for the new Mission Impossible movie.
Oh my God, they're still making those things.
Woo!
Yeah. He was there. Yeah,
the sixth one was the best one.
They had to transport this like train they're using in the movie down like northern English like roads in this massive trailer, and like the roads are like tiny one-way things. And it's just like in the middle of summer when everyone wants to go on holiday in like, you know, the Peak District and stuff. We're going to start filming Mission Impossible scenes here. It's like, great. There's going to be so much trouble. They were using a quarry or something for some action scenes. So, yeah, that was nice. So You won't see me in the background shots, don't worry.
So anyway, the question was, can honorable men and women rule if you must be dishonorable to gain power? I don't think that ever popped up in my brain.
Yeah, no, it didn't pop up, but I can easily say, yeah, you can do that, because it's you can be honourable but do dishonourable things to get power. It's whether you continue being dishonourable when you have the power.
Yeah. That's the question at hand, is just how far do you compromise your morals for power more than anything else?
Because, and also, what might be seen as dishonourable one day might be seen as the honourable action in the future.
I think that's only applicable to when you talk about the comparison between Ned Stark and the rest of the cast, because he has this one sort of idea of what it means to be a lord or a leader.
Yeah.
And it's all about respecting the law, doing things right, yada yada. Whereas everyone else is like, no, I want X, get the hell out of my way. And
Ned's ideals get his head cut off, so I'm going to follow everyone else.
So that doesn't really pop up. It's just that's Ned in his character.
Ned actually, Ned being honourable ends up screwing him over.
Yeah.
It's his honour that screws
him
over.
He thinks he's in the right.
He believes everyone else is equally as honourable.
Yeah, he thinks he's in the right because he has the word of the king, even though he's dead, and saying, this is the will of the king, I'm going to enact it, yada yada. And then Cersei comes by and says, nope, don't give a shit. He's like, wait a second, you can't do that.
Yep.
And then there's a big fight.
It's like, yeah, I can. Yeah.
It's like, head goes splat.
Yeah, it's like I've got the will of the king, and it's like, well, we'll just change the king.
Yeah.
Also, the king is dead. Long live the king, babe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hail to the king.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Timeless
little
theme is why
psychopath
the
on
answer
the
to the
front.
dramatic question will be meaningful. It's not just about who will win the Game of Thrones. It's how.
Literally the scene.
I did warn you not to.
No.
So Game of Thrones has a compelling and relevant theme. But ultimately, any TV show is only as great as its characters.
Seems your first great
Game
book
of Thrones
reports. Haven't you
impressively
heard?
integrates essential story elements into its character web. Each main character in Season 1 either has a claim to the throne, is working for someone with a claim to the throne, or has a meaningful connection to one of those two. So they all have a stake in the dramatic question of who will sit on the Iron Throne. The characters also represent the values and perspectives of the different regions, cultures, and noble houses of the story world. That means every relationship, every interaction, and every betrayal isn't just personal. There are political ramifications that ripple out into the world. And finally, the various characters also express different takes on the theme. In Season 1, Ned Stark and Cersei Lannister embody the opposing sides of the show's thematic tension. When Ned discovers the heir to the throne is illegitimate, he tries to do the honorable thing to protect the queen and her children.
Go as far away as you can, with as many men as you can.
But Cersei sees Ned's honor as a weakness and takes advantage of the situation to gain the upper hand.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win, or you die.
The fact that only one of them makes it to Season 2 says a lot about the world of Game of Thrones. So the characters are enhanced by tying them to the dramatic question, story world, and theme, resulting in an integrated character web. Finally, there's the obvious but perhaps most crucial element behind the show's cultural impact: its format. The plot of the first season corresponds to the first book in George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series. And because the story is told across 10-hour-long episodes, the audience can experience every twist and turn of the novel. Over the course of the 7 seasons that followed, viewers had time to get to know every inch of the story world, understand its complex politics, and watch a cast of fascinating characters undergo dramatic changes. Imagine trying to condense the 3rd season of Game of Thrones into a single 2-hour movie. You could make a satisfying movie about 2 unlikely travel companions becoming friends, or about a warrior with a secret mission falling in love with the enemy, or a queen freeing an army of slaves, or a king choosing love over obligation and paying the ultimate price, but you could not make a satisfying movie about all of those things. The power of the narrative and its cultural significance are amplified.
So basically,
by
it's long, therefore it's good.
Oh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a popular video game series beloved for its rich sci-fi story world, compelling cast of characters, and cinematic storytelling. And as Alex and I discovered while adapting the story for television, it also contains all the same elements that make Game of Thrones so special.
No. I'm sorry. Just no.
No, that's a lie.
Well, you're coming from the perspective that the Game of Thrones guys didn't get super, super lucky because they literally had never done anything before this. And like they legit had like amateurish mistakes throughout the run, and they never learned. And they're also, their conception of good writing is basically, we will show off the actors doing minute facial expressions so that we can pander them for Emmys. That is their mentality for script writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty similar to Flying Colors.
This is like
Not the same, but similar.
This is like kind of describing a series of Star Trek novellas, which are not good science fiction, and saying, "Hey, I can make this into a TV show," and you're like, okay,
Well,
yes.
Well, you can. It ain't gonna be good, but you can.
Yeah, the books are much different than the actual show, and let's be honest, a lot of Star Trek's not that great. It's pretty silly.
Also, didn't they cut out a lot of stuff from the book in the first season anyway?
They have to. There's no way.
Yes. Yeah, they had
I
to,
always
but then for whatever reason...
remembered. Yeah, I always remembered people saying who had read the book, well, this didn't happen in the book. This is different in the book to this, and I thought, wow, already they've cut loads of stuff out, but
a lot
seemed to be
a lot of the fans who knew the books were saying, we need like 4 years for one book and 4 years for another. Like, they need, if they want to do it right, they have to spend all this time on one book, because the books are not about necessarily taking the throne. They're about an entire other kingdom, and they have their own problems, and they had to, that's why they kept calling it Game of Thrones. It's because everyone's fighting for it, but in those books, the majority of that plot is not that. Some of those stories are just...
There's also kind of the issue... Oh, go first, sorry.
Well, I was going to say that there's so many characters that overlap that they do connect back to other books, because that's just how George wrote. But we're talking dozens of characters. And most of these books only have like one or two perspectives, so you'll have the perspective of this character. So that's how we see the kingdom and what's going on. Then we jump to another character, and then it's a totally different story within the same book. So it's a lot going on. And you can't properly, cut that up properly into a TV show. So a lot of people are like, hey, what about this character? What about that character? What about this scene? And they never did that. They couldn't do it. And that's sad, but that's how you adapt stuff. And just because it's a bigger production doesn't mean it's going to be translatable.
Yeah, they also made a very, very big mistake by smushing 2 books into one season and then giving the leavings for the season after.
It's a very, very slow story.
Yeah, it's like Mass Effect is completely different to what Game of Thrones is, so it's just a bit silly.
Comparing a 30 to 40 hour game, the first Mass Effect rather, to a book is, I mean, depending on the size of the book, I guess you could say roughly amount. You could read a book probably in 30 to 40 hours as well, depending how thick the book is and what kind of story it is, how small the type is. So it is possible to translate that, but it's not going to translate as well as a book. It just won't happen. And you might say it's easier because there's visuals and acting. It's like, well, that's within the realm of a quest system and a dialogue system and cutscenes and a dialogue wheel and whatever else, other options for multipathing. And you have to narrow down lots. Like, you have to actually characterize Shepard, who is just a slate.
Oh God, no!
You have to. You can't just have.
No, there's no writer that can do
He's
that.
a plank.
You can't just have random Shepard do funny shit. You can't. That won't work. Like, imagine.
It's a plank.
I don't know if you guys remember the Persona series. Let's say take Persona 4. So Persona 4, you have your character, and you have 3 choices with everything. It's a normal choice, disagreement, and then just a goofy choice, usually. And what they did with Persona 4 in the anime was they chose all the goofy options. Like, everything he chose was stupid or crazy. Like, there's one time he sticks his hand in the TV, he gets bitten, he's like, oh, something bit me. You're like, oh my God, look at the giant marks. I might be dying. And it's like, no, you're not.
I might be dying.
You know, all these ridiculous scenes that are just over the top silly. Because it's funny. It's for TV. It makes sense. So imagine doing that with, well, I guess you could do some of it with made-for-TV Mass Effect, where Shepard is constantly being, he was never really goofy. He was just sort of serious, murderous, or asking a question. So you have to get.
I should go.
Yeah, you have to.
Say it over and over again.
You have to.
Oh yeah, I should go. That's the most personality-esque thing.
Yeah. So
consistently.
So what you have to do is invent this other Shepard that has to fit every single scenario, and write it properly so that it follows an arc. It follows a through line of this character being adapting and learning and growing, whatever. It can't just be now he's a renegade, now he's a paragon, now he's asking random questions like he has no other thought in the world. Like, you can't just do that as is. You have to change it, and that's the problem. If you can't figure that out, if you can't agree upon a Shepard, then everything else is immaterial. It's stupid. It's useless. Like, imagine Dragon Age 2. You could actually work with Dragon Age 2. There's so much dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go middle of the road all the time, you could work with that. We could work with that because he's a goofball.
That would make that would make a really interesting protagonist for a TV show.
He is,
especially with that, because it's almost like fourth wall breaking, but
right.
Not fourth wall breaking.
I'm thinking of Firefly, because if you ever watched the Firefly show by Joss Whedon,
Mm-hmm.
he is neither white. He's not a white knight. He's not a black knight. He's like in between. He does what he needs to do to get by, and he takes opportunities when he can. And that's just like, that works. That's the kind of character he is. So you appreciate that level of character and characterization. With Shepard, who's a military guy, you either got to play him completely straight, or I don't know, something that's not boring. I have no idea. Like, there has to be more than just I am military man with gun. It's not going to fly.
Shepard is really one of the most boring protagonists out there.
He's a fucking plank with mood swings. That's what he is.
Yeah, he's a plank who in Mass Effect 3 rubs his chin when he's a bit upset.
Oh yeah.
And that's literally his sad, upset face. He rubs his chin.
He can't even frown. He has to rub his chin.
Seriously, like you see like Ashley or Caden beaten up. He literally just rubs his chin and then goes, "Joker, take us to the Citadel." It's like, got just any emotion right now, and anything? No, okay.
He's like, oh, no. It's like you're close.
Really
Even his romances.
He hasn't really said much about Game of Thrones, really. Like, that's the weird thing about it. Is just like, for me, I would just be like, get a man who has not been gifted this by his daddy. Don't get give this show to anybody who's like dad basically like is best buddies with the head of the network. Like, not even joking. I wish I were kidding about that. That's the only way that after their...
Wow.
Well, the thing was, Richard... So, David Benioff's dad is the former CEO of Goldman Sachs. And the pilot for Game of Thrones was such an abysmal failure that the main feedback that one of the execs gave him was, you have a massive problem. And they had already sunk a lot of money into them, but they got enough money to refilm the pilot and managed in order to get back their money because they'd gotten really good foreign pre-sales. They refilmed like pretty much 90% of that original pilot. Most of it was unusable. You can see like traces of it throughout in like little shots, but only like in roughly like 3 minutes. They even had to recast the actress who played Daenerys and the actor who played the guy who got killed by the White Walkers first. It was originally going to be Jamie Campbell, not some rando.
Oh right, okay.
So there's and then like the lighting was also really bad by all accounts. It looked like they were filming in a car park, was the description used.
They probably were.
Even though they were in Morocco. Well, no, they were in Morocco.
Really?
They were in Morocco, but they said we wasted all of this.
Does Morocco not have car parks, Dunn?
I mean,
yeah, for Lamborghinis.
No, it's just that. Yeah.
No, Morocco's got car parks for Toyota trucks that they use to shoot down American planes. I'm joking.
Morocco's got the most fucked
but
up
it kind of just, it's really
accent I've ever heard in my life.
And also just it's just really, really funny that like the people there were just like, we cannot see jack squat. Why did we spend thousands of dollars to send you to Morocco when we could have just shot this in Burbank? Like,
why did you even go to Morocco?
Cheap beer. Oh.
Yeah, right.
Cheap beer is pretty much poison there. Because poison in Egypt is going to be poison in Morocco.
I don't know. To be honest with you, until Dunn mentioned Morocco, I forgot Morocco was even a country. Honest to God.
Don't worry, I did too. I was
You're next door to it, pretty much.
That's the problem.
How about we go with warm cheap beer, warm brown women, because that's David Benioff's fetish. If you read any of his content, that's his serious fetish of his, which is kind of hilarious. No, I'm not kidding. Like, there's actual it's all over the place. It's kind of hilarious.
It sounds like he's all over the place, to be honest with you. Anyway,
he's a crazy narcissist. He's a crazy narcissist.
The Morocco effect.
Okay.
Morocco effect. Oh.
Anyway, let's go. Here is Delamaticus. I like how this Smudcast is actually just having a disagreement with the content creator instead of random socialism, communism, insanity that happens. Yeah, I know. Amazing, huh? He hasn't said anything political yet.
It's wonderful when communism doesn't come up.
Yeah, I know. It's like one day without some lunatic rambling on about helping the poor by making them worse off is, amazing.
Helping the poor by killing the poor. You're like, okay. If you kill all the poor, no one's poor anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, okay, then.
Here's Strawman. Hey, Strawman. I just wish they did the cutscene of Daenerys taking a massive dump. Oh, no. Why would you want that?
That is actually in the books. That is unfortunately in the final book. She has massive diarrhea and it's kind of like, George, what is wrong with you?
Did he literally just write that on the off chance they would get Emilia Clarke to do that scene?
I don't know why, but I know he was writing it while they were filming.
He was
no, really, at least the last book was took about 6 years to write for Martin.
Oh, wow.
And he's been taking a really, really long time to write the rest.
10 years, is it?
Yeah, it might. Yeah, it's about 10 years. Yeah.
You were about to say no, and then you're like, yes. It's like I know it's been 10. It's been a long time.
Oh, I'm just thinking like exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking like I was thinking like maybe it was like more than 10 years, but yeah, it's like just barely 10 years. Might be 11 actually.
Were you thinking like what is it in George R.R. Martin time? What, like 6 minutes or something?
Well, considering that no, I think it would probably be longer considering he is probably slower than most. Poor guy.
You'd have thought that he would probably start working with Valve.
I think, did he describe his writing process? He has to have a certain version, like WordPerfect from the 80s or something, and it has to be a blue screen. Like, I can't remember the exact process he uses, but it's very specific.
And yeah, it's kind of like George. Like, I know that you're kind of an old fuddy-duddy a little bit, but you're going to have to get with the times. Also, get an editor who hates you.
Yeah, it's a good.
George, seriously,
good advice.
You're gonna die.
Get a nurse who's gonna beat you if you don't get up in the morning.
You published that fucking book.
Oh my god, we got to get into some sort of like misery scene.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, I think that there are probably a number of crazy Song of Ice and Fire fans who would be willing to do that.
Get a Nurse Bates, just beat the shit out of his feet.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if anybody wants to break George R.R. Martin's leg so he finishes writing that book, you go ahead. I give you, you know what, do what you want to do.
Well,
I ain't stopping you.
Well, kind of the funny. Well, here's the thing about that. As soon as they do that, I think like they would have to hit. I think that the rolls of rolls of fat that the poor gentleman has would protect him pretty well from anything short of a jackhammer.
Listen. If these people need a jackhammer, set up a GoFundMe. I'll donate.
Anyway,
we'll be set.
Anyway, let's keep going. Here's Strawman.
Yes.
Don't kink shame just because he has shit taste. Yeah. Lots of toilet humor. Thanks, George. Anyway, back to the video game part.
Like a lot of toilet humor.
Yeah.
Yay.
Take a look at how each of those elements would function in our vision for a Mass Effect TV show. Mass Effect is a sweeping science fiction epic that follows the crew of the SSV Normandy as they race to stop a galactic threat.
It's nothing new.
The games offer a unique take on the sci-fi genre by effortlessly combining and remixing several subgenres.
That's called space opera.
New.
That is not
Yeah.
new.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
The story of Mass Effect is not following the crew of the SSV Normandy as they race to stop a galactic threat. It's the adventures of the SSV Normandy as they stop a rogue Spectre, then fuck about for 6 months, doing absolutely nothing, and just being literal space bums and gits, and then finishes with them going, shit, we should have done something, shouldn't we? Fuck. That's
From
the
long
plot
ago.
of Mass Effect. Yeah. That's literally the plot of Mass Effect. Not racing to stop something, it's like fucking up.
And none of them are unique to a space genre.
Yeah.
That's even the problem.
Yeah, the concept of an alien species coming to end the world, or the death of humanity, or the destruction of this or that, fairly common in pretty much all the major stories we're talking about, like Asimov or Banks or just all the major writers of science fiction the past 40-50 years. There's always some big destructive event that they talk about. It's a mystery. They're not sure.
You can even go back even further, and like even the 30s levels of sci-fi still had end of the world.
Oh yeah.
Situations. So yeah, it's such a been there, done there plot.
Right. The only thing I think it works very well at...
do it well.
Yeah. The only thing I think it really works is the actual science behind transport, which is accelerating... it's not the best science fiction, but it is so universal in that you could apply it to transportation, of course, if we're going from A to B, weapons, the concept of shields, of energy generation, because the energy generates electricity from the Mass Effect phenomenon, the concept of an element that is undiscovered, it's so rare, which is physically impossible, but fine, it's science fiction, go for it. So all of that works as a thing that would alter society in general, that you could believe that this was all one giant plan from a superior intelligence that figured this all out billions of years ago. So that's well thought out. But that's only in the first game.
Or at least should be.
On a surface level, with enough detail, it makes enough sense. It makes just enough sense. And the problem is they didn't bother...
A lot with it.
They didn't bother to work with it. They just said, hey, screw that. These guns aren't cool enough. We got to change the way guns work. It's like, wait, they're perfectly fine.
We have to make a shotgun go chick, because shotguns are cool when they go chick.
Yeah.
And they're like, the cartridge pops out and you're like...
No.
That's the only reason they redesigned the guns. They weren't cool enough. And you're like, what? No, they're fine. They're perfectly fine.
No, but that reason, but the reason why I just said as well was one of the defenses that the Bioware team came up with. They wanted the shotgun to go chick with a casing coming out of it. I'm like, what are you, 5?
Oh, that was actually real fake,
Yeah, that's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It wasn't.
It's cool. It's cool when
promising.
casings leave. It's cool when casings leave a shotgun. You're like,
it's not visceral
what
enough.
are you fucking on about?
The old guns weren't cool. I was like, this is the dumbest reason for reinventing technology.
I have a shotgun. I have a shotgun that with certain mods will never run out of ammunition. That is fucking awesome. That is amazing. There is no problems with this. I don't care whether I don't have to reload. It's a shotgun that will never end.
Exactly. Like shotguns are usually like takes long to reload. So why the fuck would you have? Why the fuck would you have a shotgun?
I could shoot a 1,000 shotgun rounds quite easily. I don't care. This is a cool gun.
If you actually remember the first game, when you get near about, I think the last 10th or the last 20th of the game, where you get the really expensive, really rare X mods, so frictionless rounds, explosive rounds. I actually uploaded a video on that.
Oh yeah, you did. You did.
I only put that in my sniper rifle because it's so powerful that the overheating goes to max, but other people put in their shotgun. It's like a cannon. It just you don't have to aim. You just fire. Everything blows up in front of you. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah. It was. It
was enjoyable.
It was fun. It's just.
Well, it's like one thing that I did like about Mass Effect Andromeda is the fact you can make a gun that never runs out of ammunition.
Right.
And I literally attached it to I literally turned a gun into a laser Gatling gun, and I had so much fun because it never overheated, never did anything because I put all the right mods in it. And I was like, you know what, I missed this from the original Mass Effect where I could just put 1,000,000 rounds into whatever was in front of me. Due to me preparing and stuff, instead of scavenging for fucking thermal clips like some peasant in Victorian London looking for shillings.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing. The only thing I can even think of, which I don't think would work, the only thing I can even think of is if you get basically your standard gun, without the mods, maybe you can have it overheats, so you have to wait for it to cool down. So instead of waiting for it, you switch clip. I was like, yes, but also, but then once you get the mods, you don't need it anymore.
Well, that was one of the designs back in the Bioware social forum days. some guy drew a picture of a revolver, essentially. So there was a chamber of the thermal clip, and it had 3 other chambers like a revolver, and you would just, as soon as it was overheat, you just press a button, it swaps to the other chamber, like a revolver, and you use that as your barrel. And you just swap again to the third one. That would have been the solution. It's so blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
Because they gotta make it cool. They gotta reinvent the wheel, so it's more visceral. It's more. I can feel it when I fire. It's like, oh, what's wrong with you?
You can feel the rounds leaving the gun. Yeah, no, that's fine. I could do that in the first game while I was shooting a million bullets into that poor Batarian.
The great thing about the first game,
as I literally,
the great thing,
in the first game, on like,
not only were guns awesome, later part of the game, your biotics were ridiculous. Like we talk about how Jedi are like these amazing warriors, and they really were in real life. But if you had people who could manipulate gravity and could throw you into the sky, like hundreds of meters in the air, instantly.
When you have a biotic and you've done enough playthroughs where you can actually unlock shotguns, with it being which one, I can't remember which biotic it is, and you can just lift people up, and you have a shotgun that can just like send them catapulting across the entire map, and you're like, bye sucker.
Yeah,
it just
problem solved.
Turns into like a singular pixel on the horizon. You're like,
it's awesome.
Great.
And it doesn't matter if the guy has shields or not. It just goes right through shields. The guy's flying in the air.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just gone. You're just gone. And then in like Mass Effect 2, they're like, oh, what do we do for that? You've got to have
they changed shields as well. Yeah, everything was changed because it's not cool. It's got to be cool. You got to do.
The reloads aren't even that cool. It's like literally just slapping a gun and then.
I know.
You see a thermal clip
it's slapping
phasing through.
It's not a mechanism of the gun to like pop something out. It's literally Shepard tapping the side of the gun, so the thermal clip pops out.
It's
it's a sissy tap.
Everyone pretty much started using the the Mattock in Mass Effect 2, which got like certain DLCs. And that is literally, he just taps the side of the gun and the thermal clip just falls out. So all this cool like reloads and everything was literally just the Mattock being tapped to the side repeatedly, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad they changed everything for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Andromeda, I haven't played Andromeda, but I've seen like playthroughs. At least like in that one, the reloads, there's like a there's like a. It opens up the top of the rifle, and you see the thermal clip ejecting. So like at least they did something with this.
Yeah. Well, I do know
sissy tap.
They changed the cane weapon in the third game for some dumb reason. So it fires a projectile that you can see like a missile, as opposed to the second game where it was just instant fire because it was a Mass Effect cannon, just bigger.
Yep.
That's all it was. It was just a bigger it was just a really dangerous Mass Effect gun. That was all it was. Now it's a missile launcher or something. You're like, why?
Yeah. Oh, I also remember
everything devolved.
You can name your guns, and for my awesome gun, I let my little cousin name it because he was around that, and I just found it up. It's he called it the Super Laser Awesome Batman gun, and I was like, yeah, okay, then if you want to name it that. He was like 7. It's fine. I let him off.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine. He doesn't come around anymore. He doesn't name anything ever again. But yeah, he's fine.
Anyway, here's Mariner 1712. They could have just had a pump action to rotate the revolver shotgun. Yes, everything. Any gunsmith would have looked at that problem.
They already had that.
Yeah.
In the first game, they still had the pump action.
The great thing about the first game is when your gun overheated, you had 3 other guns to choose from. It was awesome. It's like, oh, my shotgun overheating. Boom! I gotta put it down, and pick up my pistol. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, that's overheating. Pull up my assault rifle. What's wrong with that?
Oh, that's overheating. I go back to my shotgun that's now cooled down. I can use that again.
Beautiful. Awesome
Exactly.
system. And then they incorporated a weight system in the third game, which could be good or bad depending on how you look at it. Now that you can only have 2 guns on at a time, unless you have the weight for it. Like, oh, come on.
And all the other squad mates like have certain guns too.
Yeah, they forgot how to use a pistol. They can only use sniper rifles. Like, what the
yeah.
Yeah, that is just like...
Unless it's a cutscene.
Why do certain characters have shotguns only? And I'm like, that's...
Why does... And also in cutscenes, why does everyone hold their guns like it's a pistol?
Why do they?
Oh yeah.
Why do they suddenly have pistols?
Sometimes.
When they shouldn't have pistols.
Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes they're just holding the rifle as a pistol, and it's a weird fucking glitch.
It's the same with the female shepherd model in some cutscenes because they base the game off the male shepherd model. So you see her fingers and her hand clipping into her other hand.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's also like if you wear the dress in Mass Effect 2 as female shepherd, you can tell that they just use the same animation as the bloke because she just sits in such blokish.
Yeah, her legs are spread apart.
Legs are spread right open, and it's just like you're like. You can imagine Gareth going, "Shepherd, you smell fish." It's like, oh, sorry, I'll just close my legs for us. No.
Oh god!
All right.
And also in cutscenes, like when you see like. For example, Tali, because Tali holds a shotgun. Sometimes in cutscenes she holds a fucking assault rifle.
Yep.
And you're just like,
oh,
the fuck?
The Avenger assault rifle. What was it that you called it? Smud?
It was from the Lair of the Shadowbroker DLC of Bitch Slap because she literally beats the guy with a Avenger assault rifle. So shooting him.
Yeah, but like in Mass Effect 3, every cutscene was the Avenger assault rifle, no matter what you had equipped.
Well, it was the Predator pistol and the Avenger. It was always one of those two.
Avenger. Yeah, and it's like Shepard's got this arsenal of guns on his back.
Yeah.
And he's using an Avenger assault rifle, and you're just like, why? You've literally got enough weapons to destroy everything.
Yeah, the standard military issue is like everyone gets a gun.
You got a mini nuke.
I'm gonna pull out my pistol. It's like, why? And then everyone has a pistol. When did Garrus get a pistol? He only has an assault rifle and a sniper rifle. He pulls out a pistol. Like, where'd that come from?
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, what's going on here? It's like Shepard's like pulls out his pistol. Shepard, you have like the fucking best pistol that can like one shot and brutes and stuff, and you pull out a Predator pistol for Kai Lang. No wonder you get beaten.
That whole fight scene was disappointing.
Oh no, not Kai Lang.
Kai Lang and Thane was just like, Thane, I know you're slower, I know you're weaker, but you have a gun.
Yeah, also, Thane, stop trying to use a gun like a sword.
Yeah.
No, why did Thane just immediately shoot Kai Lang? What the fuck?
Yeah, pull the trigger and shoot him from a distance. Don't go, well, I tried to shoot him, so what I'll do is I'll run forward and jab my gun into his face.
His face.
Anyway, we've been rambling.
You deserve to die.
We've been rambling for too long. Let's go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mass Effect has all the elements of a space opera sci-fi fantasy.
It is a
like
space
Star Wars.
opera.
Romantic adventure, massive space battles, and characters with extraordinary abilities. It has the nuanced science fiction of Star Trek,
no it doesn't.
evoking a spirit of scientific discovery and using the genre to explore complex ethical dilemmas.
Sometimes, not all the time.
And it has the exciting military sci-fi action of Aliens and Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow?
This unique blend of subgenres creates an experience that feels both familiar and fresh, and helps to forge a fascinating
That's weird. I liked Edge of Tomorrow, but that's a weird comparison.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah. That.
It's honestly Mass Effect.
Edge of Tomorrow gives me like the first Resistance game vibe.
It's more mundane. It's more down to earth.
Yeah, but you know, Resistance. Was it Resistance: Fall of Man? Was it called? that came out on the PlayStation, I think it was. Yeah, that's what Edge of Tomorrow, the vibes it gave me. But obviously, there's a lot of other different. There's a lot of difference between it. But it always comes to mind in my head whenever I see Edge of Tomorrow. I think about Resistance game. So.
It's essentially Groundhog Day meets an alien invasion. That's what Edge of Tomorrow is.
I'm assuming
Tom Cruise getting to exercise some acting chops.
I'm assuming that's what he's getting at because that's a very strange comparison for me. But
yeah.
Anyway, that's fine. Let's go.
As Alex and I discovered going down rabbit holes on the 4,000-page Mass Effect wiki, a TV adaptation of Mass Effect will be able to draw a deep and violent history just like Game of Thrones.
You're well,
Mass Effect
no way.
also begins in the aftermath.
The codex. The codex is pretty decent. The problem is it's all secondary material. You don't need to know this stuff, and I don't even think BioWare knows this stuff. Most of them are worthless. Yeah, BioWare doesn't follow this crap.
No, BioWare doesn't. Yeah, Mac hasn't got a clue. Mac Walters didn't have a clue about half the stuff.
When you have
he wrote half the stuff in the codex.
I probably
and he still doesn't.
When you have
doesn't know what half the stuff is.
When you have a planetary defense cannon from Tuchanka that costs 2 EMS points, and then you have Grunt who costs 15 EMS points, something's wrong. Okay. A planetary defense cannon is a bit more important in the war than a single soldier. Just maybe. I don't know.
Considering that planetary defense cannon blew up a battleship quite easily, and Grunt struggled against a couple of Rachni soldiers.
Yeah.
You're like, I wonder which one's a bit more useful in the war.
Like, it's not hard to figure this out, but they can't even be bothered with their own numerical scoring system for what is valuable. It's retarded.
Yeah.
Don't you just love bad writers?
Yeah, and this is after after they've remastered it. This is when they figured it all out. Yeah, let's make it better. It's like, you didn't make it better. It's stupider.
They didn't make anything.
The bugs are the same. The bugs are all they did. They got rid of the camera angles with Miranda's ass, which is not a big deal, but it's kind of sad not to see it. They amped up the textures. We actually learned. I just learned this a few days ago. There were 4 modders on the Nexus for Mass Effect that worked in tandem with BioWare on how to do certain things. Now, that's great. I think that's awesome. That they weren't allowed to share it because they were by contract or by NDA. They couldn't open their mouth. But I don't think they were involved because the lighting screwed up. So it doesn't matter how great your textures are if they change the lighting in the thing they're making, they're redoing, and the modders don't have access to that. Yeah. It's gonna look like ass.
Yeah.
Which is what happened. You have these horrible looking, these faces are so lit up, and there's all this detail. It's like, okay, that looks much better, but not when they start talking, because it looks weird.
Yeah.
People's faces don't light up like that. It looks very uncanny valley. Now that that's the that they don't understand with the uncanny valley. As you put more detail, you have to put more articulation. You can't just put one detail.
Yeah.
Everything has to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, BioWare's still using the same animation they did in 2007.
Yeah, they bought that big block of animation. They're using all their games now.
Yeah, and they've used it all the time.
It's word for word.
You actually look at like
Dragon Age
through their games. You'll start noticing it so easily, and you're like, oh my.
There's that head.
When
scratch that everyone does.
The injured, the head scratch, the arm fold, the point with a finger and then point with your thumb. And the best one is the person who's injured and they hold their midriff.
Yeah, the stomach. Yeah, it's like
with one arm.
They're
and that's limping. It. And and they do that limp, and you're like, every single person, no matter what injury they have, does that exact same thing. I'm just like, Yeah.
Like, at least in like some other games that are like remastered.
Bioware will do really
Yeah.
well with like the remaster. They won't mess up. No Hawk, what you on about? They'll put a lot of effort into it. Bullshit, will they?
Like,
They didn't
my
put effort
fucking
into any of
ass.
their games for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, at least like other games like COD 4 remastered. Like at least they change. Like for example, the most prominent one was like a nuke scene. They changed the entire scene to make it more immersive and more,
Yeah.
more interesting, more enjoyable.
Or Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is a good example of this. Where they just ramp everything up to 1,000.
Yeah, just
Yeah. Like everything is like, it's kind of the same, but there's clear differences between like the remaster and the OG. Mass Effect is literally everything, word for word, is the same exact thing, and maybe the textures are better. Something you can do in Nexus if you have a PC.
There's only a few changes, isn't like what Smud says. You no longer see Miranda's ass. It's like, oh well, okay then. I'm glad you spent time doing
Holy
that.
shit! Next thing you're gonna tell me they're gonna be in Morocco, for fuck's sake. Alright.
Did the Bioware team smuggle explosives into Morocco? No, actually, I'm not going to say that because Dunn really wants to tell that story, and we cannot have that story being told.
What if during
you already told the extent of it. You already told the extent of it. I don't need to tell further. It's just, the sentence "explosives in Morocco" speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Imagine during the invasion on Earth, when they shoot their cannons, all of them hit Morocco. Every missile.
That's why
Morocco
everyone was okay with like shooting at Earth. They're like, well, if we don't win, at least we get rid of Morocco.
You mean the scene where they start attacking the Reapers in space and they're all missing?
Yeah.
It's like, we're hitting Morocco. It's fine.
Yeah, don't worry, it's just Morocco. Don't worry about it.
Seriously, they talk like their balls are being fucking electrocuted, and it's shoved into their throats. It's like, oh god, I can't even understand half of what you're saying, dude. It's like they're speaking an entirely new language. Morocco, I love you, but what the fuck?
It's like that foreign nation speaking a completely different language to mine language.
And we discovered the new Scottish love of countrymen.
Scottish love of Moroccans. I don't know. First, because I don't know if that was aimed at me, because I'm not Scottish. So
No. I'm just saying the way that some people talk about the Scots, it's like, we hate them. And it's like, oh, well, just like Morocco. Like, oh shit.
It's like Morocco.
Yeah. Morocco is Africa's Scotland. So everyone knows they're there, and if something bad was to happen to him, everyone would probably be happy.
At least you can understand a person speaking Scottish.
You don't know. Don't who.
I understood some of that. Moroccan, like, some words are completely changed. Like, some words have different meaning, completely different meanings. It's like, what? Why the fuck would you switch that? You like that? It's like, what? What is wrong with? Are you okay?
You got something in your throat, mate? Do you want a glass of water? Don't even...
No, stop it.
Oh. Anyway,
let's go.
First contact war between Morocco and Egypt.
Of a war which has shaped the characters and conflicts of the story world. According to the game's history, when humans discover interstellar travel in the mid-22nd century, they make contact with an advanced alien race, the Turians, and inadvertently spark a war. This first contact war comes to an abrupt end with an intervention by the Citadel Council, the ruling body of a vast galactic civilization populated by many alien races. Humans realize they are newcomers in a 2,000-year-old interstellar society. The alien races of the galaxy view humanity with increasing concern, as the powerful human military colonizes planet after planet, accumulating resources and influence at a breakneck speed.
You humans are eager to take all the power you can get. Don't expect the rest.
It's not necessarily the military. It's just humans. They go and colonize other worlds.
Humans in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a systems alliance.
Yeah. It's not the
That the
military.
humans have agreed should be their representatives in the galaxy because they were the ones who actually did something about the first contact war.
Which is what ends up happening with Mass Effect 2. All the Terminus system colonies end up getting attacked. And everyone's like, what do we do? It's outside of jurisdiction. The Alliance is not involved, but they're trying to help, but they can't do much. They keep losing colonies, and they send in Shepard because Cerberus wants to help, and
Reasons.
that's it. That's the plot.
Yeah. Yay.
Of us to just sit back and let you take it.
But the politics of Mass Effect are far more complex than humans versus aliens.
Not really.
All the alien races have complicated histories, with irreconcilable conflicts that date back hundreds or thousands of years. This complex political environment leads to territorial disputes and skirmishes.
Not really, no.
No, it doesn't.
It's just the Rachni Wars, and it's just the Geth. That's it. That's the only two things that separate these people.
Yep.
And we understand them. They're clear cut. We know why they're angry. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Literally, the first contact skirmish was the first time that there'd been like any sort of like fighting since the Geth.
That was
rebellion.
because the humans were the new kids on the block, and they didn't know what to do, proper protocols, and they reacted violently.
Yeah,
that was it. It was a mistake. Great, thank you.
It wasn't even that. At the end of the day, no offense, but the Taurians were like, "Oh, there's this new species. What should we do? Open fire, wipe them out." What? Why?
Maybe they saw the Moroccans. Maybe that's why.
Maybe the first contact fleet of humans were all Moroccans, and in space, even the aliens are like, "Fucking Moroccans, man! We can't be having them here. We don't want them."
And the Quarians are kind of seen as their own worst enemy because they created the Geth. They're now space gypsies. They have no homeworld, and they've
been exiled for it.
Yeah, exactly.
From like even the council.
Exactly, and then we have the Turians, the Solarians, and the Krogans, and they have a bitter feud because the Solarians created a genophage, which is a drug or virus, whatever you want to call it, that affects their genome.
It's a thing that cuts off the Krogan's balls.
It makes them more sterile, not sterile completely, just more sterile. So they can't procreate as much as they can.
Yes.
That's it.
Well, to be honest with you, like what Morden says, it's knocked it down to what the Krogans should be doing in like a normal world.
Yeah.
Because the only reason like Krogans reproduce so much is because the chunk is just so dangerous that most of them die. So they evolved to like breed a lot. So they've just nullified it to the point where they're at normal birth rates, like with the rest of the species of the galaxy.
Yep.
So.
All right.
Oh well.
Let's
anyway.
go. Politics competing for galactic power and shadow organizations using espionage and terrorism to advance the interests of their species.
There's just the one. There's just Cerberus. Then we have the Shadow Broker, and then we have STG. That's about it. STG is just their own intelligence agency, the same way the Asari have theirs. So,
it's like and then the Taurians are just like, we don't need any secretive. We just got enough guns to blow anything away.
We just shoot stuff. Yeah.
Well, the Taurians have got the Spectres pretty much, because most Spectres are Taurians, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So you've only really got Cerberus, but also the politicians aren't vying against each other for galactic power.
Not even close.
Everyone seems to be pretty okay with where they are.
Except the humans who want to keep growing.
Yeah.
Well, apart from the humans who just want to be treated. To be honest with humans in the Mass Effect universe, it's a bit like everyone knows the Council just wants to use the humans as cannon fodder, and like as just pretty much just troops to use in like wars they don't want to waste Taurians in. So the humans want a little bit of like respect given back for the fact that it's like we know what you want, but we'll do it anyway. So cut us a bit of slack. I wouldn't really call it power-hungry grabbing. It's just, listen, you're trying to use us. Yeah, you're trying to use us. We accept that, but just at least be courteous about it. Just give us a pat on the back once in a while.
If you push us too far, it's not gonna end well.
Because they want the humans to go into the Terminus system, don't they? And colonize all the planets and be like the police force pretty much of like the new sectors of colonies and stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
Here's Mike Testa. Dunn, for the love of God, press to talk for F's sake.
Yeah. The box has come back again. You surely powers are gone past me. Okay then. Sorry guys.
Just put your mic on mute and then unmute it when you want to talk. It's that simple. All you gotta do.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I've been doing.
Yep. No, you're good.
As the show begins, humanity is on a mission to gain a seat on the powerful Citadel Council
in order
to have a say in galactic affairs and to protect its colonies. But as newcomers, humans have no allies, leading some to believe that humanity should abandon diplomacy and seize power by any means necessary.
What?
So humanity is faced with a choice. Introducing the show's
that sounds very contradictory to the story of the game. Is that correct?
What's wrong?
What? No. What? No. What? No. 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 What? No.
When do the humans want to dominate the galaxy?
Dominating the galaxy through strength. That was never a question.
Also, the humans aren't pushing for a council seat. They just know that they're going to get one because of what they did. Because all the other nations, all the other species are going like, yeah, it's pretty obvious that the humans are going to get there just by what the council's asking them to do and what they're being involved in.
The only thing
you literally you can't ask the humans to do all this stuff and not expect at some point they'll be on the council, because they are just too integrated into stuff.
So they've
really integrated well with the galaxy.
They're going to be very involved.
That's the politics of the current standings, and they've had joint missions together with the Turians. They developed a stealth ship together. They have all this other technology together.
Yeah.
So they're all buddy. They're getting together. They just don't have the proper authority that they should get. And that's where Shepard comes into play, because they want him to be the the poster boy for
the first human spectre.
The first human spectre, exactly. So when he's talking about dominating the galaxy, the only thing I could think of is Cerberus, because they are the human-centric shadow organization, which has nothing to do with the Citadel. So
because Cerberus Cerberus in the first game wasn't even that. They were just a shadowy Black Ops that went rogue.
Yeah.
Not what they got turned into. So
they were pretty vague at first.
Yeah, they were actually interesting in the first game, and not generic. But
third game, ninja samurai.
Cerberus in the third game might as well just been called the Reapers, because fuck it, they can just do whatever they want to do. I don't care. So this is not really what the story of I think, because they're already forging alliances with people.
Yeah,
it's just the fact that it's not if they'll get a seat on the council, it's when they'll get a seat on the council.
Exactly.
And that gets brought up by the Volus and Elcor ambassadors that are like you can meet and talk to. in Mass Effect 1, because they're like, yeah, we know that you're going to get, we know that you're going to get onto it. It's just, it's just when, not if. And I think there's even like talk. I think there's even like a Tauri and a human talking in the Presidium chambers who are even talking about that.
Yeah.
So it's quite well known that humans are going to get power, because they already have more things than they should do. It's like, what was it, the Treaty of, was it Pharynx or whatever it is, with the dreadnoughts and stuff. Humans got around it with, what is it, carriers, and the council's like, yeah, that's fine. Well, everyone else couldn't do that. But the council wants humans to have more warships so that they can like help the Taurians and stuff. So it's quite clear that something's happening.
Right.
So, yeah.
So this has never popped up at all throughout the series, aside from any speech by Tim. But everything he says is always pro-human. So that's just one guy.
Yeah, even was it the Terraforming Party? Even they aren't that human centric. They just I can't remember what he actually says. It's such a shortcut scene.
Yeah, it's just right. It's right near the end of the game too. Yeah, just this little.
Yeah, and it's out of nowhere. Yeah. Like, you've been grounded, and it's like you're racing against time, and you have a speech. You talk to someone about a political party, and you're like,
"Who are you?
What is this? Why do I care? Go away."
Yeah, pretty much. I'm a soldier. Go away, please. Anyway.
It's like, this could work with Ashley. Too bad I left her to die in Vermeer. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Dominate the galaxy through strength. But like in Game of Thrones, there's a time limit on the dramatic question. Season 1 of Mass Effect will unravel the mystery of the Protheans, an ancient civilization that mysteriously vanished thousands of years ago. And by the end of the season, we learn why. They were annihilated by an unfathomably powerful race of machines called the Reapers. The Reapers sweep through the galaxy every 50,000 years to harvest all advanced organic life.
So basically, it's a cut and paste of a Sunrise.
The looming threat of the Reapers gives the show a ticking clock and a clear trajectory. At some point, the invasion will begin. And
is he just saying a plot, a trajectory? Is that what he means by trajectory? Because that's like. Yeah.
It's the increase in the trajectory isn't like the increase in stakes. The stakes are getting higher. The trajectory of the stakes are getting higher as the series goes on. I think that's what he means.
I think I'm not sure exactly. That could mean many things in when you're talking about narrative synopses or dramatic structures or whatever. So it could mean many. Yeah. Whatever. That's fine. Whatever. He's using his own words. It's fine.
Species, planet, or character will be safe. Which leads us to the theme of Mass Effect.
Oh no.
Can a divided galaxy come together to survive an...
I thought the theme was organics versus synthetics, but okay.
Well,
yeah. But, that would be retarded.
If this was actually a theme of a divided galaxy, you know what? We never bothered to unite it in the first place throughout the games, so...
No.
Here's another thing. That's the Avengers. That's Endgame, essentially.
Yeah.
We have no idea how to unite. Like, how do we come together to fight them if we don't even know how to fight them? No one believes in them. Until they're on your doorstep. It's like, oh, these things are real? Yes, I've been telling you.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, if only they used their suit cams, which has been established.
Yeah.
A genius
game. Reapers, we have dismissed that claim. Yeah, whatever you...
It's also Firefly. Firefly is this exact same thing.
Yeah.
Well.
No, like, what if, for example, Mass Effect 2, instead of those worthless collectors, it was like the fucking Genophage, the Geth, the Renok.
The collectors. I mean, honestly, if there's ever an enemy that is as worthless as the collectors, I just...
Yeah. No, like, it could have done... But
What do they do exactly?
It's in the
What do
name.
they do
Well,
exactly?
They collected a few things, but that was about it.
They collect.
They had one ship. One ship. And they're supposed to go to Earth and harvest all humans on Earth with one ship. I'm like, listen, I'm not a military strategist or anything like that, but that's fucking stupid.
Imagine Shepard did nothing, and they went to Earth and they got destroyed.
Endgame isn't this stupid.
Right, and also that one ship from the collectors got destroyed by the Normandy, regardless of whether it had a Phoenix missile, Phoenix cannon, or whatever. So it could be destroyed by a frigate of the Alliance. It's like, right, okay. So someone could just literally get a catapult on Earth, shoot up in the sky, and would probably bring the collector ship down.
Well, that's the problem with the plot, is that when it does get shot on, is it Horizon? It's got shields.
Horizon, yeah.
But when you shoot it in the center of the galaxy or whatever, it gets blown away, and you're like, oh, so the shields don't work?
Yeah. That's
that's
why I
great.
guess shields don't work. And I think it's more the fact that they expected everyone to upgrade to the Phoenix cannon. So when they had to do for people who didn't do it, they're like, I can't be asked to make a new cutscene. Just redo the last one. We're not game designers. We're just BioWare. Oh wait, no wait, we are game. I don't know. I can't remember what we are.
How does programming work?
Mac, have you finished writing the script yet? What? I can't hear you.
So the collectors are pretty much a bunch of aliens in a giant mountain ship that go to colonies in the terminus system where they're unprotected, which is completely lucky on their half because anything can knock them over. So they end up stealing hundreds of thousands of people to melt into a big giant pile of goo to make something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is actually. They say
so. Actually, because people say their plan was right. Their plan was to kidnap humans to make the Reaper, so that Reaper could go to the Citadel and open the Citadel. But to kidnap enough humans,
that was the plan?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, so to kidnap enough humans, you'd have to go to Earth, at which point you'd alert people that you were attacking Earth, at which point you'd be just shot out of the sky before you took the humans back to your base.
Before you're even halfway there.
So you wouldn't be able to finish the Human Reaper anyway. Also, even if you did manage to get back and finish the Human Reaper, people would know that you kidnapped an entire planet of like 11 billion people, supposedly.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll be ready for an attack somewhere. So regardless of whether you've got the bloody Reaper there, because it's been shown that the combined Citadel fleets can destroy a Reaper.
Yeah.
That's their grand plan fails on so many fucking levels that it can't be called a plan.
Like literally, if Shepard did nothing and just sat around, the whole story would have been over on its own. Like the collectors would have been just destroyed. It's like, problem solved.
I have a feeling that Admiral Hackett could just like sneeze really loudly and solve the collector issue. So it's such a non-issue, and that's why Mass Effect 2 was such a waste of time.
Yeah.
There is no reason to it. So getting back to the video. No, the theme is not can a divided galaxy come to survive an existential threat. It's fuck if I know, because the writers didn't have a clue what the theme was. Yeah, boobs, Liara, look at her. Yay, that's good. Green shit.
Like the only way I could see you even making the collectors even semi-relevant if you make it like a side story, something, not even Shepard is the main character. Like say you're playing with a completely different character, And he's like,
To be honest with you, just watch Paragon Lost, and you'll realize why that's a bad idea.
Oh
oh
God.
Oh, okay. I'll watch it. I probably regret too.
I'm having.
No, don't watch it. Watch Smud's video on it, and you'll get the end.
Yeah, I suddenly.
Okay.
I suddenly had flashbacks of that anime, and it's like, oh. That is such a bad.
Smud is having PTSD.
It is so.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I could not believe they wrote that.
Why isn't Vega like more of a main character to Paragon Lost? What do you mean?
You watch that.
Paragon Lost, yeah. Watch that and you'll realise why there's no chance.
There's no chance.
So LFTS kind of had a galaxy come together to survive an existential threat. No, that's not the theme. Because for 10 years, I've been told the theme's organics versus synthetics, so obviously that must not be the case now. It must be something else.
Star Child said so.
Yeah.
Yeah. When fire burns, does...
No!
Thank you, Casey. That was great analogy. Amazing rating.
Do you know what? I actually use that. I actually use that now when like someone I know who's pretentious is talking. I go, yeah. When fire burns, does it do it on purpose?
It's like no. Oh,
anyway,
God,
I think we can.
Yes. Anyway.
An existential threat. This theme is directly connected to the dramatic question.
What?
Humanity could play the role of galactic mediator to unite the alien races against the Reaper threat. Or humanity could sow further distrust and division in its quest for galactic dominance.
No.
Making
it
collective
doesn't do
action
that.
against the Reapers impossible.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
This thematic tension is at the core of every conflict in Mass Effect.
What the
and
fuck
it
is
also
happening
happens
there?
to be a theme that resonates with our world in the 21st century. Can people
does it?
with historical grievances and irreconcilable differences come together to face existential threats?
Yes, it's called You're Going to Die in 20 Minutes Unless You Listen to Me. Do you want to listen to me? Okay. Let's go.
I mean, like World War II, like after Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, like, America
II.
and the Soviet Union weren't fans of each other, but like they didn't fight each other because, Nazi Germany is our common enemy for now.
Yeah.
So there's our answer.
Yeah,
This is not the question of the story, guys, or the games.
Yeah.
So
I do like the idea that he thinks that a question for the 21st century is people with differences can come together. I'm like, well, most people can, but if you're a left-wing nutjob, no. So you're all dead. So don't worry about
Unfortunately,
that. So
if you're left-wing or Moroccan.
Oh, jeez.
If you're left-wing or Moroccan, you're on your own, lads.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic, but the bloodthirsty, insane, homicidal, genocidal Krogans are more willing to let bygones be bygones than your usual Democrat voter.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Just think about that.
That's actually like unfortunate. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Well, let's put it this way, I'm not even American, and I still get blamed because Trump won an election because I voted for him somehow. I'm like, whoa! Listen.
So you're an honorary American citizen?
Yeah, I was like, listen, like, I just because I got voting slips for Biden last time out doesn't mean I voted for Trump in 2016.
Well, the only concept of uniting things that I can recall outside of Mass Effect 3, where everything's too late to do any diplomatic things, was in Mass Effect 2. If you happen to save the Rachni Queen, her representative pops up on what was that? Not
Ilium.
Ilium, And she says something like, our crescendo will burn the darkness clean or whatever. It's like, oh, she's going to help us in a war. It's going to be awesome. So we had this massive alien fleet going to come out and help us. It's going to be awesome.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Great.
Amazing.
How did that turn out?
It's like,
Well, it
it's like
didn't quite work out the way we thought.
Oh.
It's like the writers forgot about that.
It didn't work out at all in any shape at all. It's like Matt Walters kind of forgot about the script.
You know how Daenerys forgot about the fleet?
The Iron Fleet. Matt Walters forgot about competent script writing.
It's like every plot point. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, or that you kind of forgot about all the political ramifications of Jon killing Dany until the last minute and wrote it in after the table read.
Yeah.
It's like, whoops. So same way,
anyway,
Mac Walters forgot about the Rachni fleet that we saved. Or created, rather.
It's like every plot point...
Yeah, go on. Sorry to interrupt.
It's like every plot point in Mass Effect 3. Like, doing the Genophage, the Ranox, like... It seems like it should have been in Mass Effect 2, at least, like, before Reaper Invasion.
Yes.
Or at least it'll make more sense.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they sound like someone fucking high, fucking Walker or Patrick Weeks or whoever the fuck was like, nah, collectors. It's like, who the fuck are those? I don't know, they collect. And they're one ship. Genius. Fuck yeah, let's do it.
It was. The major problem is like all the plot lines that get forgotten in Mass Effect 2 were written by Mac Walters, who forgot about them when he wrote Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Remember Dark Energy?
You just like,
wasn't that great?
Yeah. Yeah, but the best thing about it was like that. Okay, Dark Energy was it? Drew. Oh, how do you pronounce his second name?
Drew Karpyshyn.
Karpyshyn. Yeah, I really struggle with those sort of names because I don't know what's silent and what isn't silent.
Yeah.
And anyway, but Mac Walters wrote pretty much the rest of everything. Drew had very little involved in Mass Effect 2, even though they said he wrote like half of it. But so everything that gets dropped in from Mass Effect 2, Mac dropped his own stuff to restart different things, and I'm just like, do you have Alzheimer's, Mac? Do you not remember like anything that you do like 5 minutes ago? This is really ridiculous. Your writing is really, really ridiculous. It's like everyone goes like the Genophage is like one of the best arcs of Mass Effect 3, and it's like, okay, but that's because everything else is shit. But Mac Walters had very little to do with that arc as well. And I'm like, no wonder it's the best one because Mac's not involved with it. Mac the Hack Walters.
No wonder, yeah.
So if you want to compare Game of Thrones to
basically all of them don't make sense
to
in
Mass
the setting
Effect,
and the current event.
You could talk about the dropped plots, the dropped choices, and characters losing their minds in the third game, the last part of the series.
It's just
everyone lost their minds.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Jeff deciding to contradict.
Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah.
Mike Testa, these people are so obnoxious with the word themes. I agree. Themes are a bit too crazy to these people. I don't know why. I like to talk about them a lot. Yeah. There's a time and place, but it's not the be-all. It's certainly a good part of a story, but not the focus.
Yeah, it's not the be-all and end-all of a story, the themes of it. It's like, no, a good plot is the be-all and end-all of a good story.
Here is
which
one
is
more.
Weird because, which is strange because I know Lessons of Screenplay didn't really like The Last Jedi very much. You know, the Finn and Poe story was crap.
Really?
Though he kind of liked Kylo for some reason.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe
they're retarded.
Yeah, I know he felt like really mixed about it, but maybe.
Okay. One more from Mike Testa. Also done. You could. What? You also done. You could you not. With what you are doing.
With what you're doing.
Yeah.
The boxes.
Your electric toothbrush has come back again. I'm really struggling to hear people.
Oh, came back. No. It has returned.
Hey, listen. All I know is your teeth are going to be white as hell. Your teeth are going to be so white they'll be paying reparations to Morocco for years.
Oh no.
No, they gotta pay reparations to me. I gotta listen to them. What the fuck?
All right, let's go. We got 6 minutes left.
Let's finish this off. We're quite near the end.
All these elements, story world, dramatic question, and theme, set the stage for a compelling science fiction drama that feels relevant to our times.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so Mass Effect has the story fundamentals you need to make a great TV show. But as I mentioned earlier, it's really famous for its amazing cast of characters.
Okay.
Fans are obsessed. Like, obsessed.
Cosplay.
So what's so special about the characters in Mass Effect? Can they make for a good character web and a TV show? And what does Emily Blunt have to do with any of it? The protagonist of Mass Effect is Commander Shepard of the Human Alliance military. In the game, the player can choose their Shepard's gender, so the protagonist of a Mass Effect TV show could be either male or female. Alex and I have enjoyed using Emily Blunt's character in Edge of Tomorrow as a stand-in for what our Shepard could look and feel like.
Okay.
The player can also choose between different backstory options for Shepard, which we've adapted to fit the show's theme and dramatic question. Shepard is a spacer, part of the first generation of humans who have grown up entirely aboard starships and space stations. As a result, she feels more at home in a diverse galactic society than her Earth-born peers. But she's also being used by human politicians as a kind of Captain America propaganda symbol, hailed as a war hero who represents Earth's strength and resilience. The problem is, she doesn't necessarily believe in the Earth-first values politicians are pressuring her to represent.
Andromeda.
So Shepard is directly struggling with the dramatic question. Beyond Shepard,
the Alliance isn't about domination, so you're wrong. Your entire premise of your Shepard is based on nothing.
It's cooperate or get the hell out of my way.
It's more of his fanfiction.
Yeah, no, this is really... He's inventing the idea of Mass Effect in his head and saying this could be a story in a TV show. It's like, sort of? Not my Mass Effect, buddy.
It's... Yeah, but it's one of the things like... That she's the poster boy, it's poster girl if you're going to use that sort of, language. Of like, a human first. The Alliance isn't human first.
Or just do poster child. That way it's gender neutral, so it doesn't offend the weirdies.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm all about not offending the weirdies. They've got enough to worry about than me offending them, so...
now, if you want to give...
sometimes it's kind of amusing.
Yeah, if you want to give Shepard that diplomatic flair or skill, then sure, give him some lines about not caring about this or that, but doing the job right, and he'll do it peacefully or whatever. Great. Choose the backstory. Run with it. I don't care. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But it's
almost like they did do that with the reporter, because you can do diplomatic responses.
Right. So give the character of Shepard some sort of skills at diplomacy. That's fine. But that's like step one. That's like, he can talk to people. Great. That's great. Okay, he's got some charisma.
But my major problem is the thing that he's based his Shepard on doesn't exist.
Well,
in Mass Effect at all. He's got to change the whole alliance to fit with his view of what he thinks the alliance is.
I want to dominate. No.
You turn the alliance into Cerberus. And what the hell's Cerberus going to be later on in the story?
Yeah, that's true. So
seriously, if you make the alliance human first, then Cerberus doesn't exist.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything. It's like, oh, perfect. The alliance is doing everything we want. It's like great.
Yeah, no, it's like in. I'll always bring it up, like in the UK with politics with stuff. We don't have a communist party anymore in the UK. They disbanded when Jeremy Corbyn became the leader of the Labour Party, because they went, why do we need two communist parties? So it's just like that. Why do we need two human-centric organizations? One that actually runs all of human space anyway already, and has unlimited funding. What do we need Cerberus for?
So the idea still is of Shepard's
The
character.
murder scientist.
Yeah, no.
Shits and giggles.
He's not going to start punching people and shooting them in the kneecaps for not answering questions. Like, that's not something that a military officer would do. But if he's a Spectre, then it's fine. So if you want to run with the James Bond angle, you're great. That's fine. But not the entire alliance. That would not fly. That no military would let that fly.
And especially even Shepard in the first game is still very by the book military, even though he still feels like he's more part of the alliance than the Spectre in the first game.
Yeah, if you run around shooting people or punching them out, I don't care who you are, you're not going to get your way. You're not going to be looked upon as someone to respect. Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but this. Anyway, let's keep going with his fan fiction.
It's his wishful thinking taking over.
On Shepard, season 1 of the show would focus on the crew of the SSB Normandy, politicians vying for power on the Citadel, and rogue aliens attacking human colonies.
Which politicians? You have to invent some politicians now?
Yeah. So you've got to invent. I don't even know how people get voted onto the council.
Okay.
I'm
trying to think of the Expanse.
Doesn't sound like it is.
Remember the Expanse? There's a few politicians in the Earth government that are always like not fighting, but they're just sort of arguing. Like that could work, but that's like 3 people.
Yeah, because the council's just a Taurian, an Asari, and a Solarian, and it's like who's vying for what positions and what political power? It's like there's no need for that.
We have a
just
chancellor,
get voted into being a,
and then we have Anderson, who's like the military guy. That's it. That's all we got. What more do we need?
Yeah, Ambassador Udina, and then you've got, because the countries of Earth still have their leaders,
right?
Because there's the president of the United Federation of America, or whatever it's called, after they invaded Canada and Mexico. That happened in the Mass Effect universe. Don't blame me. He's like brain dead, and it's just like a robot. President Huerta, because isn't it what the hospital in Mass Effect 3 is called, or something? So it's a bit like, what? So are we going to go to like Earth politicians vying for power? What do you mean? Because it's not the council races that are vying for power, because they've got everything set up for 2,000 years. They've got everything sorted. Who's vying for power?
What do they want?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but like every species is pretty much okay with the status quo of the galaxy. It's only the fact that the humans are here being asked to do more than what everyone else is doing that makes them go, maybe we should have a bit more respect. It's like, stop treating us like the Volus or the Elcor, who do nothing, who aren't really like. I mean, I know the Volus do a lot of the banking, but do you know what I mean? It's a bit like we're here having to use our human lives to protect colonies, and you want us to do all this, you want us to invent new things, and you want us to, like, you know...
Yeah, we're being productive compared to, like, the Elcor and the Volus.
Yeah, and it's a bit like, so can we have a little bit more, you know, respect? And even the Elcor and the Volus are like, yeah, you should, and even the Hanar is saying it's like, yeah, the humans should, you know, be, you know, treated a bit better. So, again, there's no vying
how does this sound?
power.
I should just change my mic. Does that sound better?
That sounds a lot better.
Huh. Oh, I just switched it to my camera's mic, so it sounds a lot better. Huh.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you're fighting a 60-foot box for control of Moria. So.
Huh. Dang, that's great. I guess I'll just. I don't need I guess I don't need to buy a new mic. I already bought one. Huh. I didn't know my camera had a mic. Huh.
No. Learn something new every day. Like we learned that Mass Effect's about uniting the galaxy at existential crisis, and that's the theme. So
I just bought it to be able to play Legendary with my friends. But I didn't realize that like the mic works so much better. Huh.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
There's no background noise, so that's the best thing. So.
I'm assuming
Anyway.
I have electric fucking toothbrush right now.
You don't sound like you got an electric.
A little bit, yeah.
You sound like you got an
Well, I
electric
have a really
toothpick.
shitty Wi-Fi. Toothpick.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, I have a really shitty Wi-Fi because it's Egypt, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
This
the
one
toothpick
there.
is powering up now. So yeah.
Its maximum speed is like 25 megabytes per second. It's like amazing.
All right.
Oh well. Anyway, let's just carry on with
It's
whatever this is.
Let's carry on.
Like in Game of Thrones, Mass Effect integrates essential story elements into its character web. Rex and Garrus demonstrate how the intergalactic conflicts of the story world become personal on the Normandy.
No.
Rex is a
What?
Krogan, an aggressive species built like tanks who hold a deep grudge against Turians for their role in an ongoing genocide. But aboard the
It's not a
Normandy,
genocide.
Rex has to work alongside Garrus, a Turian.
So
Tali and Liara wrestle with the show's theme on an individual
Oh, okay.
level. Would you sacrifice your personal goals and responsibilities for the greater good?
what?
For the
What?
introverted Liara, it's a matter of
Maybe it
giving
was
up her life as a
Liara?
solitary archaeologist. For Tali, it means
She doesn't give it up. She's actively pursuing. What's the mystery of the Protheans
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. Liar doesn't sacrifice. Like with Tali, maybe.
No, she's
Tali
on,
doesn't sacrifice
Stricken
anything.
between. What?
Tali's on her pilgrimage. She's like, this is part of my
Yeah.
my path in life. It's like, okay, great,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm coming to help you. Hence, and also it's a bit like she stays with like the migrant fleet in Mass Effect 2 until she gets saved from Hailstrom by Shepard.
Yeah.
I'm
Did
getting
you-
a bit
did this
lost
guy
with these themes. so-
Play? Did this guy play or even watch any of these Mass Effect like games or stuff? Or
I'm
anything
beginning
at
to
all?
think-
I think you read more fan fiction
I-
than
He's listening to other people and not his own playthroughs. I don't think he played the games.
Yeah.
That would take time. That would take like 60 hours of his life at least.
Oh no.
I mean, would it be worth it? So I guess there's that.
If you're not willing to sacrifice 60 hours for a video game, don't be a gamer. You know, go back to reading books, you nerds.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Books is the superior medium than video in most
no.
cases.
Video games are the highest form of storytelling, of human experience. I was told by a man who couldn't speak louder than a cockroach with a muffler. So
This man is illiterate. Lovely.
no, he's just like this. Video games are the highest form of media, of human experience, and we as a human society have used it around fire to make it the best thing. It's better than
Oh my God.
Dunn, if you saw this,
You have
if you saw this video, this guy was like the most overblown, pompous, not pompous, bombastic, pretentious crap. Okay, what is going on?
oh,
What's going on?
that is the fan. That's the fan. I have to turn it on
That
because
does
our
not
air
sound like a
conditioning is
fan.
broken.
Yeah,
Like a truck.
yeah, Don. It's. I honestly thought you just like booted up like the edition of like
A generator.
Desolation of Smaug or something, and like you were just going through like the Hobbit again. Sound like a dragon. It's like just breathing into your mic.
There's like a diesel truck parked outside. You're just like.
But The noises from Dunn. Honestly, it never.
Is it still there, or is it? I put on my noise.
What are you saying? I can't hear you over the fan.
Oh, crap. Our air conditioning is broken, so we have a high power fan.
Oh, cool. That's all right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Dunn, just swelter to death for like 5 minutes. Don't worry, and then you can have the fan on for as long as you want.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's actually like I'm fine. It's actually the people upstairs that suffer, not me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let them suffer then. I don't care. That sounds like a them problem, not a you problem.
Let's get back to listening to this guy miscategorize all these characters.
Yeah.
Abandoning her
Ashley
dwindling
loves
tight-knit
aliens.
culture. And Ashley
She never abandons her culture at all. She always goes back to the flotilla.
She never does.
What is he on about?
Even when she gets exiled, they still take her back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Caden, both soldiers in the Alliance military have very different perspectives on the dramatic question. Ashley distrusts all aliens and believes humanity must watch out for itself.
No.
While Caden, who was trained as a child soldier, doesn't trust humanity.
No, he wasn't. He went to a school for the Marauder. He was a child soldier.
Soldier? No, he was a teenager.
Yeah, teenager is not child soldier.
I don't know. Yeah, this just kind of seems like it's just. There's nothing really about Game of Thrones here that isn't like just blatantly obvious.
Yeah,
and like it's just like.
Go on, Dunn. Sorry, finish off what you're saying.
Well, it's also a matter of the fact that it's just what he's described with Game of Thrones is just every TV show ever, for the most part. And like, there's more Game of Thrones clones all over the place. Like, a lot of them are historical dramas. There's The Expanse, Outlander, Last Kingdom. There's a lot. And it's just, most of these have the same elements as Game of Thrones. It's just that they had competent writers and directors for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just also can I just say something? I know people in the chat are probably going to say, "What, a teenager as a child?" There's a bit of a difference because I think he was like, because my brother joined the British military at 16, and it's like he's not he wouldn't be classed as a child soldier. So yeah.
If that was the case,
so.
If that was the case, Egypt would have been like fucking violating Geneva Convention like every fucking time, basically. Because you get drafted after you finish high school. Or finish college, even.
Yeah. This guy's not done anything with Mass Effect, has he? He
hasn't done anything with anything. I'll be honest, I completely forgot about Game of Thrones for a second. I was like, wait, what? Where's...
Yeah, let's just finish this off. I've just...
No, let's do it.
Humanity to wield power responsibly. So as commander of the Normandy, Shepard is tasked with getting all these humans and aliens to cooperate, placing her at the center of the show's theme. Can a divided galaxy come together to survive?
No, they all work together anyway.
Which finally brings us to the format. This whole time, we've been arguing for Mass Effect as a TV show.
Okay.
But could it be a movie?
Oh.
And the answer is...
Wait, so...
A Mass Effect movie could be a lot of fun. Movies tend to have bigger budgets, which has history.
Did he just make an argument about how Game of Thrones could not be a movie? Because it had so many plot lines and so many characters?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just like, dude, at best you can make it like the MCU-ish. But even that wouldn't... I don't even know what this guy's trying to do anymore. Fuck me.
Historically meant they have been the only way to pull off big, epic, visual effects-filled spectacles, although that is quickly changing and those limitations are starting to disappear. Movies are great at telling a focused, psychological story about a hero, and if you want a simple 3-act story about a Commander Shepard that shoots his way to victory, a movie is the way to go. But that's not what we want from Mass Effect.
I agree.
We want a Mass Effect that doesn't try to reduce the moral complexities of the games to fistfights and explosions.
What?
We want a Mass Effect that lets us all discuss and wrestle with its ideas and themes in an on.
So not Mass Effect then, because they literally just punching and fist fights. Yeah, maybe explain to BioWare that they should have done Mass Effect like that because they did.
Yeah.
They started okay
Shepard punches everybody.
It's not. It's not even. It's every issue. Even Paragon, ends up shoot it up. What kind of bullshit?
There's a funny.
It's not the Mass Effect. We was like, what?
There's a funny meme from the first game where there's two options. The Paragon one is I'm going to kill you, and the Renegade one is I'm going to kill you slowly. Like those.
Yes.
Yes. It's like, oh, it's not the Mass Effect we want. It's like, what Mass Effect we want, you fucking piece of nugget?
Okay.
Yeah, he's a
I
nugget.
do gotta get going, but I do gotta get going. I got another podcast that I have to get to.
Oh, look at you!
Oh wow.
Well, this isn't. If it was Maggie May Fish, I would stick around. I would be a little bit late, but this is kind of blandly competent.
Betrayal.
This is just
ultimate betrayal.
Well, because it's Lefititus, you're just not interested, are you?
Well, I don't like Mass Effect to begin with. I've never played the game, so I have no commentary to add, really. And he's barely touched on my field of interest, field of expertise.
Yeah.
It's kind of just.
Oh yeah, and I watch Maggie May Fish because I know what she's actually on about. I don't have a clue what she's talking about. I just sit there wide-eyed, gaping, going, the fuck?
Well, at least
Iraqi artifacts with Saving Christmas. Yeah, go on then, Maggie. I'll go whatever you want to say.
Sure, man. Whatever you say.
Honestly, how I would describe this video is blandly semi-competent. He's just trying to make a generic TV show at this point.
He's trying to make his fan fiction version of Mass Effect. Isn't Mass Effect.
I mean, I'd say. Is it better?
It probably wouldn't be better.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't he just say
it's definitely not. Yeah, it's definitely not Mass Effect as well because the characters would be just completely different. You might as well not just call it Effect Mass or something. I don't know.
Effect the masses.
Yeah, sorry, I just got something in my fucking eye. What the fuck? Oh, I'm sat still.
All right, Dunn. Thanks for joining us. Have a great time. Keep cool.
Right, see you, Dunn. Enjoy your other podcast.
See ya.
Yeah, done.
Backstabber.
Now I miss the fan.
I hope that other podcast goes really, really, really well, and he gets lots of viewers, and he has a good time.
Well, I'm glad that the guy actually watched Game of Thrones, so he knew what he was talking about. So Dunn was like, "Yeah, this is it's okay." But we're just sitting here going, "What games did you play? When did this happen? Which scenes?"
I can imagine him passing me a copy of the Mass Effect game he's playing, and I'm just gonna look at it and go, "This is Dragon Age."
Yeah.
And he's like, no, look, it says Mass Effect.
He should have made the argument.
Look, and it's like
he should have made the argument for Dragon Age.
It's just byroed out.
Instead of making Mass Effect.
Dragon Age would have been a lot better.
Yeah, make the next Game of Thrones through Dragon Age. Yeah, do it. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
You can do that. You could literally turn Dragon Age 2 into a TV show.
Yeah.
Really easily.
Yeah, that'll work.
Like you said earlier, yeah.
3 seasons?
Really easily.
Just expand upon the plots.
You could do it for you can fill in your own stories. With the
You'd have to,
timescale.
yeah, because there's too many
Exactly.
quests, and the plot itself is fairly weak, so you have to add stuff to it. But there's plenty of characters for that to work, because all it is Hawk and friends just go have fun. So
Hawk and friends shits and giggles in Kirkwall.
That's pretty much it. Kirkwall Nights, we'll call
And
it.
that's why I enjoy it. That's why I have a lot of fun with it. It's just messing around.
Yeah.
Get drunk in a hangman. Be home in time for tea.
Here is Mike Testa. Even the 80s weren't this generic with sci-fi. This is a very broad look at Mass Effect I didn't quite appreciate. Anyway, we have a minute and a half left. 2 minutes left.
Going away.
Yeah, let's go.
We want a Mass Effect that lets us be with each character for every step of their journey and gives us time to get to know and fall in love with them. We want a Mass Effect that lets us soak in the intricacies of a vast
called the
story
games.
world and invites us to ponder its ethical dilemmas.
By watching Game of Thrones.
We want a Mass Effect that can pay off years of investment with major turning points that deliver the kind of emotional catharsis only possible in long-form storytelling. In other words,
So you don't want Mass Effect.
That's
Whoops.
100% confirmed. He's not talking about Mass Effect.
Yeah.
We want a Mass Effect that will pay it to massive
off.
payoffs. Yes, so did we, mate.
So
join the
Wow.
club. We've been waiting since 2013.
How's that Andromeda experience still feeling?
Oh my god. Oh man, my face is definitely not tired after that.
Anyways, let's keep going.
Oh, sorry. I've been on this stream for so long. I've reverted to poetry.
we want Mass Effect to be the next Game of Thrones.
No.
But,
No.
with a better ending.
no.
As you can tell,
with a
we've
better
thought
ending.
a lot
Yeah.
about how Mass Effect
But what if
should
they
be
kinda
a TV
forget?
show. And honestly,
All right, let me see this. Conflict generator. What the hell is that? Antagonist stuff, political conflicts, interpersonal conflicts. What the? This is all Mass Effect 1 stuff, it looks like.
Yeah.
Taurians
A
versus
political
humans. The scars of the
conflict.
first contact war hasn't healed. Taurians had the biggest military.
Wait,
that
what?
That
That's
was
not
true
conflict.
beforehand. But that was true before
Yeah.
the humans showed up.
I think he's just listing. He's listing
Batarians versus
conflicts.
humans. Batarians were there first, but Council denied request to designate that area as theirs. So now Batarians have gone rogue
Yeah.
as they're being squeezed out by humanity. But that's not what happened.
So what he would do
Okay.
then, if he's thinking this way and branching and categorizing stuff this way, he wants to completely redo how Mass Effect was told in the games and just do episodic storytelling. And he's gonna pick one of these topics or one of these conflicts and make that a plot or a focus of a plot and just run with that, like Star Trek, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's you could do it. It just won't be the same. It will never be the same anywhere close to the game. So
Yeah, I mean, I get people going to say like, yeah, but it's an adaptation, not a word for word like remake. It's a bit like, yeah, but you're changing so much about so many things that it's not even an adaptation. It's just a brand new story.
right, it becomes
with Mass Effect slapped on.
it becomes
to
an
it just because of the
inspiration
marketing.
and a retelling in a completely different
Yeah.
universe. So
But you're still using the same names.
not
and
only
events.
not only that, he decided to use a female
it's-
Commander Shepard, which is interesting because the majority of fans don't want to see a female Commander Shepard. They don't.
Yeah, what was it? It was like less
Yeah.
than 20%, wasn't it?
It was
These female
smaller than
Shepard.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I said less. Yeah, less. What was it, like 12%?
Yeah, probably closer to that. Yeah, it's just like
Yep.
work with what is likable. Work with what people want. Then start branching off and saying, okay, Garrus, Tally, done. Okay, we got the top two. What else do we have to do?
Exactly.
Conflict with the council, conflict with Saren, conflict with this or that. Go, run, like just fill that in.
Yeah.
Have a Novaria episode. Have a Haste from it. Like do all the wonderful things that people loved from the games. And just blow those up. Just bring them out. That's all you have to do. None of this, let's invent a Batarian and he's going to say this. It's like, no, don't do that. You don't have to go that far. Work with what you got. Give as much fan service to the fans as you can. Invent, throw away, like I call them sacrificial lambs usually, like Jenkins or what have you, just for the sake of plot to get the thing going. Or don't, or get rid of those things. I don't care. Just make it work with what we know. That way you're not...
Make it coherent.
Yeah, you're not having to reinvent stuff because, well, it doesn't work with my story. It's like, it's not your story. It should never be your story. You are an adapter. You are a guy who's taking column A and trying to fit into circular column B. That's all you have to do. So
exactly.
It's hard, but you will have to change a few things. Anyway, he is brainstorming just because he likes to brainstorm, I think.
Yeah.
And that, I guess that's fine, but like,
video
worthy? No.
Honestly, I'm not arguing with what his brain's, the fact that he wants, he wants to do it. It's just the fact that the changes he does makes it to the point where you're like, why don't you just make your own stuff up?
Yeah.
Make a space opera. Rewrite, or in fact, just rewrite Mass Effect, or make a Mass Effect rewrite and say like, oh shit, that would have been better.
This is what BioWare should be doing. They should be inventing a new IP.
Yeah.
Start from scratch. Do a space opera. Do a hard sci-fi. Whatever they want. Doesn't matter. Go for it. Don't waste something which is dead. They tried it. It didn't work. Why?
Yeah, Mass Effect's just completely dead.
Yeah. Andromeda's dead. You proved it. Don't.
Oh yeah, is it? Didn't they like already? Isn't there like a teaser for the next Mass Effect?
Well, yeah, but that's just a teaser.
A teaser means nothing.
It's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, teasers mean nothing.
Yeah.
The same way they teased Andromeda, which meant nothing, and then changed it, and then
in the same way they teased Dragon Age, whatever, Dragon Age 4 Electric Boogaloo Soulless Adventures,
with artists' art with two-dimensional drawings.
Yeah, and Varric going, "Hi, I'm Varric. You may remember me from Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition. Yes, I was the only good things about those games. Anyway, buy this next one and I might be in it."
Oh god.
That's literally it.
He's gonna have stories like Zaid, but he's talking about Bianca instead of Jesse. It's gonna be Bianca. I don't use her anymore, but this takes me back. Like, okay, thanks, Varric.
I don't use Bianca anymore.
But what the hell?
I
don't
tried.
use Bianca anymore.
All right, one more minute. Let's go. He's almost done anyway, so.
This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to all the work Alex and I put into adapting Mass Effect and creating a pitch for the series.
Who is this for? He created a pitch to what, CBS? Like, what are you gonna do?
It's the passion project that has inspired us to study the best storytellers in film, television, and video games to better grasp how to translate our favorite game series.
Druckmann?
No!
You think Druckmann's a good writer?
Why?
Wow.
Also, why was he the only creator they've just shown? Why did they not show any other creator apart from Neil Druckmann just then?
Why not take the actual writer from Mass Effect 1? Show Drew.
Yeah.
He's written books.
Or just show a random guy on the street, because that'd be a better director than Neil Druckmann.
It's just walking around like there's a writer.
Can you imagine this? Like, think about this. Imagine you and me.
I could go to my local park and find a duck and go, "There's a better director."
Like, can you imagine just a bunch of random fans going, "Okay, we're going to adapt Mass Effect into a movie or into whatever. We're going to spend 4 months of our life. We're going to petition BioWare or whatever. We're going to send it to them, and we're going to hope for an interview." That's like, they're going to go, "Hey, that's really great, but yeah, it's going to cost us too much money. We don't have it, and no one wants to do it. You're on your own, kid, and no, you can't use it. It's RIP. So no, sorry, you wasted your time." That's what's going to. I don't know why they did. Unless, okay, maybe I talk to people all the time, and they talk about video games and they say, I wish this game had this, like that game, and yada yada. They brainstorm. That's fun. It's fun for just talking. But to sit down and plan it out, and then to say we want to pitch it, it's like, no, dude, you're not going to pitch shit. That's not going to work.
Yeah, it's yeah.
You would have to first ask Bioware, can we pitch something to you? And they say yes. And we say, what will that be like? What do you expect? How much can we expect from you if you say yes to it? And then you go about, oh, we gotta do something. We got 2 months or whatever. That's another story. This is not a business proposition. This is just a bunch of guys.
Because when you pitch something and then when you do something like this and then say we're going to pitch it to someone, it's like there's a thing called budget, and until you know what that budget is, you can't pitch shit to anybody because you can think of anything and then you get to the pitching meeting and they're like, we can't afford this. Then your pitch just goes out the window. It's like, okay, well, that's it then. Watch Dragon's Den. You'll get the idea.
Oh dear. Yeah.
To the script. Alex and I had a lot of fun finally getting to share all of this with you guys, so I hope you enjoyed.
Where is it?
Thank you for watching.
Where is it?
And I'll see you next time.
Is there a
link to it?
This video is sponsored by Mubi. Mubi is unique among all the streaming
Oh,
services
no one
because
cares
it
who
features a
sponsors everything.
curated selection of exceptional films from all around the globe.
Yeah, okay, that's
Every day,
great.
Mubi premieres a new film, and each and every one of them is hand-selected. It might be a timeless classic, a cult favorite, or
he
an
made
acclaimed masterpiece. What I love about Mubi...
Okay, so he made a video on the dynamic storytelling of Mass Effect 3's Cure the Genophage mission. A story mode video. Okay. That's not him though. That's just that wasn't that flowchart he showed us. That was just him talking about that specific mission in Mass Effect 3.
Video, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm coming out the watch together now. I just.
Yeah, he didn't show that. It's like, dude, why did you put all that effort if you're not going to show anyone? I don't know.
Yeah. Stream memes.
All right.
Let's see how bad these. Oh my god! Oh my god! I got 50 plus new messages and stream memes. Oh my god! Oh no!
Alright.
Where do we even start? Where the fuck do we even start?
All right, here we go.
Help me.
Today
help me.
at 4:51 p.m. Hawk, after witnessing Hawkton. Goodbye, everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy.
Wait, where is this? Where is this?
This is by Mike Testa.
Okay, I see it.
Mike Testa. Hawk after witnessing Hawkton.
It's right after a Wisp meme. That's actually kind of big.
I don't know where. There it is. Yes. I found it. I had to scroll down. I've got so many notifications on the stream memes. I'm like, oh my god.
Here's Mike Testa super chatting through YouTube or super chatting through Streamlabs, and he's like, I don't know what to do.
They're just.
Shinya emotes for the Discord woot. What in God's blue earth am I looking at here?
Thanks, Joker.
What is this?
What?
Okay, thank you. I don't know. The mods can turn that into whatever, but it's up to the mods. I don't.
Something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh
Uletta is washing some plates there, because that's what I said with Dunn. Funny.
Yeah, it's hard to focus. Yeah.
It's hard to focus with Dunn.
That's a very busy guy. For context, it's for the latest Last of Us Smudcast video, episode 287. That was like weeks ago.
You're like you've never heard of me.
You're like you've never heard of me before. Yeah.
Oh my god, we're getting into some.
Holy Jesus!
Jesus Christ!
I've also just noticed the image on the computer as well.
Yeah.
Mike, you have got some crazy ideas here. Whew.
No, that's bears.
That's a bear.
That's bears?
No.
Yeah, bears made the meme.
Okay, that makes more sense then. See, I could understand bears. If bears made it, that makes way more sense. If it was Mike, I'd be like, Mike, what the what are you?
Mike, what the fuck are you doing?
What? Stop, Mike, stop.
Oh my god.
Mike, you can stop now.
Mike drowned.
That's his own super chat. That's his own meme, by the way. Let's see. Yeah. Here's Mateus. There's Dunn.
Construction site.
Making a box the size of a small house.
It's just the way that, like, we'd all be talking and all you hear is you're like, Dunn, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just playing with a box. So we'll stop, please.
Yeah, I'm building an IKEA furniture contraption with what? Power tools? Like, what are you doing?
Box.
I'm building IKEA furniture, and then it's like, I'll stop. Then someone else starts. She's like, Dunn, what the? Dunn just goes into the loudest room in his house.
Yeah, someone turned on the fan. Like, what? Why? What's going on?
Well, the people upstairs will get hot. Okay, that's what the people upstairs are going to sort out, not you.
Donuts Smudcast.
This is great.
Oh god.
I guess Mateus and Bears love this. So okay. All right.
No, it's because they made it at the exact same time.
What is this? What the hell is this?
A fucking box monster.
Oh, I'm just, assembling the box. Slaughtering.
I'm assembling the box.
What is happening here? What is
I
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know why. It's just funny. It's just.
Yeah, this stuff is breaking. I'm like, what is going on?
This is like Smudcast today. Just Dunn and I in a nutshell.
Stop. It's already dead. CBS Star Trek, yeah. Is it CBS or NBC? I can't remember who's producing.
It's CBS, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, test it again.
Mike, that's actually quite a good one, Mike. That's actually a very good
that's
meme.
Clever. That's pretty clever, yeah.
You fools.
The box rug.
Box rug.
Here's Georgius Rex. Thank you. Warning: do not stare directly into the edge. Yeah, it's so edgy. It's so.
Oh, yeah.
Mike test again. Snort. I just don't care. He never had empathy anyway.
He never had empathy anyway. What the?
Oh, that's. That's
Jace.
That's that crazy.
Crazy lady.
That girl. Was she talking about robots? No, that's not the robots lady. What is it? This was. Who is this?
I don't like.
Isekai girl.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's that scene from Jason where he kills that girl in the sleep.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Here's Berserker. The Quarians getting Rannoch back kind of makes sense.
My first meme. This is what I get.
Yeah.
I'm blaming the electric fucking toothbrush for this.
Oh no. Coming this spring.
ring. Oh no 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 no.
Oh god, I'm gonna die.
That would not be friendly.
Ugh.
Oh, this is actually quite a good one.
Or a master D3X. Here we go. Get some Starbucks, bang jong, F them kids.
Fuck.
Kids.
Quit while you're ahead. Groom my eyebrows. Prepare a victory speech.
Speech.
The next one, Dan, renegade.
It's a renegade.
That's great. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
That's great.
Let's make an on-topic Smudcast. Making random ass Smudcast means that lots of content ago.
Oh my god.
That's Mike Testa for you. Thank you, Michael.
Nice.
And I literally
And
Mike
right
just put that one at the button right after it.
that.
Just
That's another one. Oh.
This is where I put my empathy. If I had any of oh.
No, it's just no.
How fitting. Yes.
Punished Bearserker.
She's like, no.
Bear sold.
Oh.
Just like,
It's a plank of wood.
Mike Test again. Mass Effect 3, do nothing at all. Attempt to say something witty. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
Pretty much. And the plank face. Very accurate. Actually, the plank face is very close to the shepherd's smile. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
this next one's actually quite interesting, yeah.
So, A Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire, Book 1 by George R. R. Martin. Length 33 hours and 46 minutes, if you were listening to it all. And here we have main story, main plus extra, and completionist, which is above 43 hours. So,
just though, it's like,
Yeah.
you're running out of, yeah.
I would say it's probably longer than that because all the traveling and loading times and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember my Mass Effect 3 playthrough got to 80 hours because I fell asleep in the corridor. You know, you have to go through like the thing. I fell asleep and I woke up like 12 hours later. I was like, oh shit. That's added time to my playtime.
Mike Testa, Morocco isn't a real country. Change
Change my mind. It isn't. I really, yeah.
Oh. It's not like there's
Oh
anything.
man, these are great.
Actually, anything at stake. Oh.
Yeah, Mass Effect 3 in a nutshell.
The next one's actually quite good.
Georges Rex again.
It's cool, but does it go
chuck
chuck chuck?
It's cool, but does it go?
We have to reinvent phasers, guys. They're not cool enough. They're not visceral. Here's Mike Testa, a Mass Effect First Contact War wiki page. Whoa, BioWare. Yeah. This is worthless.
This is worthless.
Why tell the First Contact War when you could tell a story about another galaxy?
Oh, that's just your meme.
No, that's Bears. That's Bears. He couldn't post it because there was a problem with
Oh, couldn't
with
you
the
post
Discord.
it?
So I
No.
just the next meme pretty much explains it.
Bears make a cool meme to upload on Discord. It doesn't embed it. Oh.
Poor Bear.
Do you essayists even know what you are, even saying when talking about themes?
When talking about me.
That's definitely a Mike Testa theme. theme, but I can't understand
Yep.
what he's saying. Or a master. Here we go. Fix ending, fix body shots. Yeah.
Fix booty shots. Fix body shots? It's clearly a T, Smud.
I think I'm falling asleep. I don't know.
Booty shots.
Eyes
I'm
are
falling asleep. I don't want to do this anymore.
getting blurry. I'm like, oh, can't read.
How many more is there? Oh my god!
There's more. They're posting more. They're not stopping.
Look for more blue chicks.
Guys!
Unite the galaxy against the Reapers, or sow discord among aliens. Dominate the galaxy.
Among galaxies.
Clearly, that's what humanity wants to do in Mass Effect.
Bears, Jesus Christ.
Oh, poor Bears couldn't get Discord to work properly. That's too bad.
Oh. Discord's working fine now after that pummeling.
This is a...
After I posted it.
This is Dunn, and he just slayed some fire dragons.
Done with the dragon. And afterwards, truck.
Giant truck. What's a really nice truck, but the Jeep thing, I don't know. It's very polished.
Yeah, look alright, yeah.
Dunn's new recording studio.
Are these child soldiers?
Oh man, oh. Yeah, if you read or listen to Caden Alenko, which is hard to do in Mass Effect 1, he talks about the schooling. So
Jump Zero, isn't it?
It was a whole Jump Zero. It was was it BAFT or backed or something like the BACT program? Something like that. It had a weird acronym.
BATS or something like that.
Yeah, BATS. Yeah, something like that.
BAAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all learned that it was because of Cerberus exploding Element Zero engines over women in vitro. And
they also had a really strict Taurian teacher as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like human. So it wasn't even human who caused the problems. It was a Taurian.
Yeah.
So,
It was a Taurian, yeah.
Box noises. But you didn't do anything. Hammer noises.
Oh my god.
I gotta go. Save the galaxy. Go back to that crappy dig site. Yeah, let me think about that. Stop that.
I love that John's just in the corner.
We make the same joke with Bears because he's always in the car. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? Where are you? Wish for a Mass Effect show. It's written by Neil Druckmann. Oh, that would be... Oh, man. That would just flip people out. Dunn versus Boxrog. Okay. Instead of Balrog, it's Boxrog. All right.
Frog, yeah.
Ha ha.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how many more?
Oh,
Mike,
right, Mike,
what are you
just Mike.
What is
Mike? Slow down.
Wow.
Mike,
what is happening here? Who's in the background?
There's
Poor
a civil
Nia.
war.
What is Who's in the background?
Oh, poor Nia.
Oh god.
It's the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh. Quentin as
I just
Bane.
I just said that, and Smud's just going, okay, yes.
Us, everyone, H. Hawk, H. Thinks might think, why would... What? Those aren't even words.
Why would I trust you incoherently?
What is going on?
Oh my god!
Yeah, twice. It's the same thing.
It was so good, it did it twice.
Yeah. I am the Stream Meme King. Ear tumor China go go. Oh, you'd have to see the previous Spud stream to get that joke. Oh boy.
Oh no.
So that is what's his face?
Xander.
Xander Hall. Panic. Xander has Paul politely asked to join podcast. Okay. 1 hour later, never. This is how we learn. This is how we learn our lessons, guys. You try and then you go, never again. There's another mic tester.
Why is there a sloppy seconds meme? What the hell is wrong with Mike? Mike, stop! You're crossing streams over now.
But hey, it's just a theory, a Bible film theory. Thanks for living. Holy crap! Jeez.
Yeah,
hey, that's just a theory.
His last video, he went into the Bible and then stopped talking about the Bible. But why Wally was Satan.
Wally.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on here, but okay. Jeez, what's...
What? Oh, fuck's sake.
This is...
Why am I being fucked over by everybody?
This is Superman?
Oh yeah, you skipped over some of the memes, so he reposted them. So he's
oh yeah, okay. There's so. Do this for 20 minutes already.
Mike, stop, Mike.
Mike tests the super chats.
Just stop.
Okay, we're near the end. And
then chat super chat, just one nice, neat little good bun. Oh.
All right, final one. As soon as it loads, what the hell? Is it animated?
It's a GIF. Yeah.
It's a GIF. Okay.
Yeah, it's a GIF.
Oh, guess who that is, guys? Take a wild guess.
It's
Taxon.
I don't care.
I don't know. I do not know.
I don't think we've ever had Taxon on, and we haven't talked about.
Mike, no, I've literally just seen one pop up. No,
what?
Stop.
What is?
Stop. Mike, this is the last one.
Wisp
Mike, we have families to go back home
Wisp
to.
is
right?
Some
we
Terminator.
need to stop the stream.
And
oh my god, it's 2:37 a.m. I'm gonna collapse.
All right.
Right, the last one.
That was long.
Whisper as a Terminator wanting to shoot your opinion. That's fine. I want to go to bed.
All right. Wow, I'm tired. Wow, that was exhausting. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, Mike! No!
Mike, we're done. We're sorry, we're done.
Mods, get him away from Discord. I don't care. Somebody just get him away.
Anyway,
oh god.
Thank you, folks. That was long and holy crap, we're still going. So thank you so much. Have yourself a great evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow, and go to bed. Just go to bed. It's a good idea. Take a nap. Yeah. Go to bed. Get a drink.
Good night.
Go to bed. Anyway, Good night.
Live your life.
See you.
Say hi to your parents. Bye.
I'm gonna go eat some Ruby cheese. Good night.
Ooh.
I'm hungry. Yeah.
I'm just I am going to go to sleep because I've laughed that hard, but I've actually given myself a headache.
Oh yeah.
No, it was a pleasure, guys. See you around.
It was.
Bye.
All right.